Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 86 of Summon Sign Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I'm your host, as always, Brad Ellis, and today I have two fine gentlemen. The most gentlemen of LSM, for sure. I would put a Mr. in front of them. First, we have Mr. Lockmort. I know his first name, but I won't say it. We'll keep the mystery out there.
You do know my first name.
I do know his first name, yeah.
Too, you're one of the few people, I think. You and Dustin and Ben, of course, and I think that's about it. I'd call him. Okay, so basically everyone. Cog, I'll tell you after.
The audience does not know, though.
No, that's true. They'll never know. They'll never know the truth.
But, Locke, how are you? You got to hang out with Mr. Ben Smith this weekend. He came to Belgium for Gamescom.
Yeah. Well, Gamescom is...
Well, it's not in Belgium, but he visited while he's in Europe.
Gamescom is basically in Germany, of course, but it's only 2 hours away from where I live, and Gamescom starts tomorrow. So Ben said, "Well, I can just come to Belgium from Saturday until Monday," and he did. So we hang out for 2 days.
Nice.
He was here in my apartment. I showed him a little bit of the city. We got very drunk a lot of times, and I got reminded that I'm not in my 20s anymore. So today was very, very rough, but it was awesome, dude. I had so much fun with Ben. We had a great time. It was really fun. So I hope to see you guys too here someday, or I'll come to the US. It was great fun.
Yeah.
We had a blast. Awesome.
Yeah. 2026
awesome.
Next year is my plan for Gamescom. So that can happen.
There you go. You have a place to sleep right here, Cog.
Oh, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. We got to pull up. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, how was it finally meeting Ben in person? One of us, I should say.
There was like zero awkwardness, or it was just like normal. But I've been talking to Ben for like five years now. Practically every day. So you didn't notice any difference. But that's also because we're all older, right? LSM. So maybe when you're kids, you can act differently or something, but when you're older, you're just who you are. So,
totally.
So no, it was perfectly fine. It was fun. I just showed him around the city. We went to every bar. We had a barbecue with my friends. My friends, of course, wanted to see one of the Americans to see if you guys were real. So
the Americans, I love
that. We had a lot of drinks with them, and it was really fun, really
Good
awesome.
Time. Awesome,
good times.
Now I'm curious, Locke, because every time someone comes and visits Southern California, they usually go to LA, and I love gauging their opinion on LA because I think LA sucks. So I just love hearing what they say, and most people are always surprised at how dirty or run down LA is. So, what did Ben think of Belgium?
Well, my apartment was dirty like LA, but I think Ben was pleasantly surprised. He's been to Germany before. I showed him our city hall. We only had 36 hours, so it's not a lot of time. So I couldn't show him like Bruges or the capital or stuff. So I just showed him my city. But our capital is basically in Orlando. I tweeted it out too.
Those photos. That was sick.
Yeah, so he was pretty impressed by that. But other than that, we just went to the bar I usually go to, and we just went to my friend's house in my apartment, and that was basically it because there wasn't a lot of time. But yeah, you should ask him. I don't know what he thought. Maybe he's lying to me, and he said he had a good time and he hated it here. But I don't know. I had a good time at least.
Did you guys sleep in the same bed together?
How was the cuddle? Was the cuddle good?
Of course. He said, "Of course."
Nice.
No, we didn't get a lot of sleep, or at least I didn't get a lot of sleep. But it was great. Oh,
okay.
It was
also joining us, Mr. Lord Cognito. Cog, I gotta say, recently on Iron Lords, you had John Eric Bentley on, who is the voice of Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. How did this come to be?
It was awesome, man. Out of nowhere, honestly. We were trying to get voice actors for a long time, and it's just been something that has been just kind of hard to schedule.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm part of the New York Video Games Critic Circle, which they serve underserved kids in New York City to help them get into video game journalism or just jobs in the industry and stuff like that. And they always do like stream events, stuff like that. So apparently, Harold Goldberg, the founder, was like, hey, we're going to get, John Eric Bentley on, and it would be great to do something with the Iron Laws. I'm like, yeah, it would be great to do something. I'm like a huge fan. Like, are you kidding me? So yeah, it was the stream, and then we pretty much reposted it, and he was awesome, man. And it was just what I liked about him. There was no question we couldn't ask, and the question for the brothers always back in the day who played the original Final Fantasy VII, the issue, some people had an issue. They felt like he was more of a caricature than how he is now in Rebirth. And he tackled it head on. He was like, that was his goal. That was his mission, to show more layers to Barrett. He can be tough, but then at the same time, he can be, very fatherly and caring. And then, I had throw some Avalanche jokes in there and stuff like that. But yeah, he was awesome, man. So yeah, if people don't get a chance to, check it out, shameless plug, on ILP, we definitely reposted it. And it was one of my most fun interviews. And he was cool, man. Super cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's funny. The Barrett controversy. I remember that.
It was big.
Yeah, back in the day. And I was like, I always thought Barrett was just awesome. And I was like, he's cool as fuck, dude. What's the problem here?
I'm like, bro, first of all, I was like, we don't get many black characters back in the day anyway. So I was like, Eddie had the gun arm.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was like, this is
in the 90s. That was yeah. That was a dope
design character. Yeah. Dope. So I never knew it was that crazy until later. But then now that people actually play Rebirth and Remake and they see, they like, no, this is more than just, a little sprite shaking the screen being angry. Remember? Like, the polygons were back in the day.
Yeah. Dude, I saw people complaining about that in like Remake and Rebirth, like his portrayal. I'm like, come on, man.
Nah, yeah, that guy's amazing.
Can't we have characters with emotion or anything like that? Can't they be different from each other?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Fine. Yeah, so it was cool, man.
Cool. Well, I'm very happy that happened. That's really awesome. Stoked for you, man. Good shit.
Awesome. Much love.
All right, everybody. Before we get in the show, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia if you'd like to support us. We couldn't do it without you. You can get early ad-free access to this show, all of our shows, actually, including Sacred Symbols, our PlayStation podcast, and Defining Duke, our Xbox podcast, where Cog and Maddie tackle the Xbox news. It is always chaos over there. There's always something going on there. Always some sort of bad news every week. Something.
Going viral for the wrong reasons.
Going viral for the wrong reasons. Sprinkled in there. Yeah. I've been in the crosshairs in there as well. It is what it is when you're talking about it. You're talking about it right now. It is what it is. But yeah, please check us out over there. Also, our Nintendo podcast, which I also host, Punching Up. So if you want to listen to that, we got the Kirby Air Riders Direct coming up tomorrow. So me and Michael will be talking about that. It'll be good stuff.
Nice.
And of course, Gamescom, like you said, is tomorrow, Locke. So there'll be a lot of information coming out on the shows as we get further in the week. All right. If you want some merch, lasttimemedia.stores, or you can get it. You can have your merch shipped out to you by Micah Moriarty herself. She's working there in the sweatshop, sending you all the merch. So if you want to make her work, head on over there. Also, if you enjoy this show and any of our shows, please leave us a nice rating on whatever podcast service you do. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us spread the word. I know it's cringe to bring it up, but hey, ring that bell. Give us those likes, all right? We got to do it.
Yeah.
All right, this is from Simon Freeman. Locke, I've been cutting down on smoking and have been fairly successful with it. Quitting is by far the hardest thing ever. Keep it up, brother. Much love. Also, I'm going to Berlin and Prague in November and have never been to Europe. Do you have any recommendations for either places, assuming you've been? Now, I thought this was funny just because for listeners who don't know, Locke relapsed.
Well,
so just for a weekend, apparently.
Well, I knew it was going to happen because if I got drunk, I haven't been drunk in months and maybe a year or something. But I knew eventually it was going to happen, and I was going to get drunk, and I was going to bum a cigarette off someone and smoke as much as I could, and I did this week, which is very bad of me. Which is very bad of me. Very bad of me. The good news is I smoked on Saturday. I smoked yesterday on Sunday. It's Monday now, and I have no desire to do it because I feel like crap.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I did was Ben left this morning. I gave him all my cigarettes. He took the lighter. I have nothing left, of course.
Nice. Good move.
So it felt really bad. It sucks that I did it, especially since people. No, it's stupid. It's basically just stupid.
You gotta cut loose. It's not like you're doing cocaine or anything like that, or shooting heroin.
Well,
it's fine, Locke.
Didn't say I wasn't doing cocaine.
One vice at a time.
But no, I promise it's done again. It's gonna be probably shitty the rest of the week, but that's okay because it has to happen. Like it's not like I'm quit smoking because I wanted to quit. I have to quit smoking, or it's not gonna be good. So I don't really have a choice. So it was very dumb, very stupid weekend. I wanted to relive my 20s one weekend. I won't be doing that again.
Yeah, we're all too old for that now.
Yeah, man.
Sadly,
we pay the price much more now.
Sadly. But Ben has all my cigarettes now, so
yeah, that's good. They're gone.
So maybe Ben will become a smoker now. Who knows?
Yeah, I feel like they kind of dabble every now and then. Those guys.
Yeah, sometimes.
Seems like it.
They're like social smokers. Like my friends, one of my friends who we went to barbecue with, we had a barbecue at his house, and he used to smoke, but he quit for his wife because they had a little baby and stuff. And I was smoking there in the yard, and they gave me this big lecture, this big speech, like, oh, you have to, this is not good for you, and you promised you would quit, and you were doing so well. So I figured, yeah, you're right, I'm so sorry. And then he started smoking again. So it's a typical thing. But it's bad. I apologize to the people who were very supportive to me, and I promise I won't do it again.
Keep supporting your bro. Keep supporting Lockmore.
Share your journey, brother. That's powerful.
Yes. Okay. They're going to Berlin and Prague. Simon is.
Yeah.
Any recommendations for them?
Prague is my favorite city in the entire world. It's the most beautiful city you can go to. Did he say when? This
November.
Year? Best month. November, December, when it's cold and it's snowing, Prague is beautiful because they put the lights out early at night on the bridge and stuff. It's beautiful there. It's so good. The people are nice. It's very cheap still, which is also good because the rest of Europe is very expensive. Prague is still pretty cheap. The only problem with Prague is there are a lot of pickpockets and stuff, but that's the case everywhere in Europe, like in all the big cities, so you can't really get around that.
Sure.
But other than that, he's going to have a great time. Germany, did he say Berlin?
Yes.
Beautiful city, same as Prague. Great people there. Great. Berlin always reminds me of the US a little because they adopted so many things you guys also have. So he'll feel right at home there. But Prague really is like deep Central Europe. You'll let me know what you think when you get back. I'm sure he's gonna love it.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
very wonderful.
It's great that he's going there. I love it when people travel to Europe.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to go someday.
Oh,
what if I went, Locke, and I just didn't tell you?
How'd I just show up?
What the fuck, man? Yeah, I was in Belgium.
I'll find you.
Yeah. All right. Just quickly, do you have any recommendations though for them in any of these cities?
That's a tough one because people,
just the touristy stuff, probably.
Well, normally when people ask me something like that, or when you tell your friends like I'm going on vacation, and you tell them the location, they always tell you like, oh, you should go there because I went there. But that just go wherever you want to go. Like I don't have any. It's not like I frequent Prague daily or have like many hotels there. I've been there a couple of times. Just the tourist attractions like the bridge, the cathedral, all the basic stuff there.
Cool.
It's just the whole city is beautiful. It's very old, so for I can imagine, especially for Americans, it's like groundbreaking to see.
We don't have anything that old really here.
No. Well, you guys have other beautiful stuff, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we're just not as old of a country as that.
Yeah.
That kind
if
of
you've played Kingdom Come Deliverance, Gutenberg is kind of like small Prague. Oh, you both played it, of course. Yeah. So that's like normally in the game they were supposed to go to Prague, but I guess they'll save that for the next one because Prague is like the big city there. But I'm so excited to hear his thoughts when he gets back. It's a beautiful city.
All right, Simon. Next time in the future when you get back, let Locke know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's from Pair of Shoes. Hello, Hella's Brad, Mafia, the Old Lockmore, and Ninja Cogden 4. You're all walking down a dark alley visiting Lockmore in Belgium when a small man in a trench coat covering all his facial features traps you. He makes you choose between these 3 scenarios. Which would you choose? Number 1, you lose all your fingernails and toenails, but you have perfect skin and hair of your choosing. Number 2, you can no longer wear shoes or socks anywhere you go, but you are in perfect physical health for the rest of your life. Number 3, you are cold all the time, but you can eat as much food as you want and never gain weight. He disappears with a mischievous Belgian laugh after you choose your choice is granted. Thanks for all the fun shows, and I hope your week has been going well. All right, boys, 3 options here. I got mine right away locked in. I'm picking number 2. I'm not wearing shoes anymore and socks. Fuck them. It's all right. I'll be okay with that. But physical health for the rest of your life, dude? It's pretty damn good, man.
But that's because you already have beautiful hair and we don't. So it's easy for you to pick number 2, of course, right, Cog? Boy,
game. I mean, it's hard to go against Brad, though. Even though, look, I love the, perfect skin and hair is cool. Hair is not too much of an issue for me. So, and I do get compliments on the skin. I must say.
Yeah.
So, cold all the time, but eat as much food as you want and never gain weight. That's that's just me having to manage myself better. But perfect health, that's kind of hard for me not to say. No.
Physical health.
But no shoes is weird though. Like no shoes and socks is weird because I am a socks guy. Like I'm weird like that. So but I'd manage. I'd transition. I'd be fine.
It's like the worst people would think of you is you're just like some weird hippie guy. That's about it. That's like the farthest it'll go.
Yeah, like, he's the Fred Flintstone of our time.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Never mind, Cog. That's a him thing. You know what I'm saying? I just have my judgments from people, but other than that, hey, give me that health, man.
Yes. All right, Locke. What are you gonna pick?
No, you guys are obviously right. Like perfect health is obviously the best choice, I think. Well, I also would like my hair back, but that's not happening, I guess.
Dude, go get a hair transplant.
Of course, I have money lying around. It's cheap as hell. No worries there. No, perfect health, of course, perfect health is the best option. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get into the games we're playing. We're going to start with Mr. Lockmort here first with Mafia, the Old Country.
Okay. Cool.
Hold on. Let me read a couple of these really quick for you.
Yeah.
Anthony Rigucci wrote it. I want you to just keep these in mind as you're talking about everything. Locke, as an Italian American, will I be delighted by the Italian representation in this game? Or is it an offensive stereotype like Tony says in the first season of The Sopranos? Ciao. And this next one's from Petri real quick. Hey, Summers, my question is for Locke. If you've played all the Mafia games, where would you rank this one among the series and why? And more broad question for all the panel, do you think that if this game wasn't called Mafia, but it was a random new game, would it be praised way more than it is now? I, for one, think so. Okay, so we'll keep those in mind as we discuss. But I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please,
of course,
go ahead, Lockmort.
Well, I can already answer the first question because it's a very unique setting. It's set in Italy in the early 1900s, which is a super unique setting. It hasn't been done before. So the Italian representation is the best you can possibly get, I would imagine. I'm not Italian myself, but I know Italians and I know they would love this game. Because it doesn't have the gabagool or the American mozzarella. None of that. It's really Italian. And it's really well done. The characters all have the Assassin's Creed Italian accents, of course. Most of them are actually Italian, like the voice actors. So they did a great job there. Although sometimes it did make me laugh a little because I'm sure you've seen that Family Guy sketch from like 20 years ago or something where they just go baba da boopy, boopity boppity. Sometimes it's a little bit like that. But I thought that the voice acting and the representation and all the Italian stuff was beautifully done. Great job there.
Okay.
So it's a very unique setting, early 1900s, Sicily. It takes place in and around the town of San Celeste. Have any of you played Mafia 2?
No. Oh, I've played a little bit of 2. The only one I've actually finished is the definitive edition of the first one.
Okay. Well, you've played the start of Mafia 2 then.
Yeah.
And you remember probably at the start of Mafia 2, you start out in World War II, basically, in like this little village. That village is this village. So it takes place in and around that village. And we play as Enzo. And Enzo is a poor kid who works in the mines for the local Don Spadaro, and he has a friend. His friend is called Gaetano, and the dynamic between these two friends in the first couple of the first mission, I should say, is very interesting, very fun. They're lovable guys. You can immediately tell there's like a good portion spent on the writing here. Like the dynamic works. Gaetano, the friend, has a postcard from Empire Bay. That's the city from Mafia 2. So you can already see the games kind of interconnecting. And of course, they're poor, so they want to flee to America, the promised land, right? But then in the first mission, the mine blows up. Your friend dies, Gaetano dies, and you, as Enzo, get into a fight with the mine boss, I should say. And the mine boss is called Il Merlo, which is cool. They have all Italian names. It's very cool. It's very immersive that way. But you get into a fight with him, and you pull your knife, and he pulls his knife, and that's where the first really melee fight in this game starts, because the game has a lot of knife fights. Which might sound weird and might sound stupid, but the knife fights are actually pretty fun here. They're pretty well designed. It's very basic, but you just get the parry, dodge, slice, and stab, and that's basically it. But the sound design in the game is really well done, so you can actually feel the flesh cutting, and you can not really see the scars. It's not like Fable or anything, but you can imagine that it hurts when you stab someone or when you cut someone. Right. So you end up cutting Il Merlo on the cheek, and they'll chase you out of the mine, and they'll chase you to the next little village, and they're about to take you out, but then you get rescued by Luca, and Luca works for the other local Don, and that is Don Torrisi. And Don Torrisi looks, acts, and almost sounds a little bit like an Italian version of Dutch from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, really? That's funny.
But Don Torrisi does have a plan, unlike Dutch. That's the major difference. And he's more heroic, and he has way more authority. Great character. So Luca saves you. You get brought to the mansion of the Don, but you're still like a local mine kid. So they give you these little stupid chores, like in every Mafia game. Carry the crates upon the truck, drive here, drive there. You meet some other members of the family, like the nephew of the Don, Cesare, who looks exactly like James Franco from Spider-Man. You meet, of course, the Don's beautiful daughter, Isabella. And then I'm not going to spoil anything from the story because I don't want to, and people need to experience it for themselves, of course. But at a certain point, something happens. You perform a heroic act, like let's say, and the Don takes you into the family. And from that point onward, you become part of the Cosa Nostra. So you become part of the Mafia. I don't think that spoils anything. The title
no, they showed already. That like him joining the family, so to say, like extremely early. Like even I've seen that, and I haven't like looked at like anything from the game. Yeah,
the weird thing is to me that part happened. I wouldn't say very far into the game, but at least I would say 2-3 hours into the game, and it's not a very long game. It's a 10 to 12 hour game. So I'm gonna say the first quarter, maybe, or the first 20%, you just play as Enzo, the errand boy, which is good because that's a good way to get to know the characters, I think. Sure. And that is where this game really excels. It's the writing, it's the characters, and it's the setting. Sicily is beautiful. I remember as a little kid, my parents took me there once. They did a great job here. All the towns are fictional, of course, in this game. It's not really the real towns in Sicily, but I remember it looking this way. Like the grass is like, because it's so hot there, so there's a lot of grass in nature, but it's all dry and it's very beautiful. They did a beautiful job there. You drive around the countryside. There's all these little towns with, of course, Italian people. There's a lot of wine. There's a lot of beautiful, beautiful setting. It's just a wonderful job they did here. The sun always comes glaring down the mountains. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So you basically drive around these little towns. You do errands, and then you become a mafiosi. And from that point forward, the game basically consists of 3 things: stealth missions, And stealth is very basic. You just hunch down or you crouch down. Yeah, exactly. You throw a coin here, you throw a bottle there. The enemy walks away, you get up behind them, you choke them out, and you put them in very conveniently placed crates all over the map. That's basically it for the stealth. It's very basic, but it works, right? The other part of the gameplay is combat. Combat, you have the knife fights, which I've already talked about, and you have, of course, the cover-based usual shooting mechanics. Again, very basic. Again, very convenient covers everywhere where you can crouch behind and just pop people in the head. You have era accurate weapons, so no machine guns or no infinite bullets. You just have a couple of pistols, you have a couple of rifles and a shotgun. It all works, but it's very basic, right? And then the other mission structure is driving. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this, but the first Mafia game, so Mafia 1, had like an infamous race mission. Back when it first released, not the definitive edition, it also had that race mission, of course, but it was super easy there. But the infamous race mission in Mafia 1, I remember playing it in 2002, was impossible when you got to it. And this game does a really good job playing with that, because like every Mafia game, you also get to race here, a couple of times even. And it happens at a pretty early point in the game. So when I got to that race, I was like, oh no, why are they making me do this again? But like the rest of the game, it's very easy. I got to first place the first try. Driving is very standard. There's not much really to it. You have horses or you have cars. That's basically it. There's no car upgrades or no special cars because it takes place in the early 1900s. So there's not really mention of upgrades there. You can upgrade your weapons. There's this store in the little village run by Pasquale. He has this little store where you can upgrade your knives. You can upgrade your guns. There are charms you can find all over the place, and charms basically give you a little bit of extra health, or they make you reload faster, or they give you extra ammo. Just little enhancements to your character, but there's not really a skill system or anything. So it just makes the combat easier to deal with. And that's basically my only problem with the game, is that it's short, which is a good thing in my opinion. It's very linear, so the world, it's not really an open world, right? You have these driving missions.
Yeah. Is it like Mafia 1 where it's like there is this backdrop world you can kind of explore, but there's nothing to really quote, or I guess per se to do in it. But if you just want to look around, you can do that.
It's exactly like the
I'm fine with that.
Also, the HUD, exactly the same. The mechanics, exactly the same. I'm fine with that too, because I loved Mafia, the definitive edition. But we also have to be honest, it's 5 years later.
That's true.
And maybe they should have updated certain parts of this. Because I can imagine that if you're not in love with those games, you might think of this one as just a repeat game. Which, to be fair, it is.
Do you think the $50 price tag, though, kind of sets an expectation?
Yeah, I think that's a very fair price. Yeah. If it was $80, then it would have caused a lot of controversy. But I think $50 is very fair. It's definitely worth it. I had a great time with this game. The only problem is that you have this beautiful world, right? And in Mafia, the definitive edition, and in Mafia 2 as well, you also had the free ride mode. So after the game, you could just go drive a car or steal cars, or at least in the original Mafia, you can drive around and stuff. And they haven't added that yet. They are going to add it in the future. That update is coming, but they haven't done it yet. Okay. So there's a lot of collectibles all over the map, like newspapers or fox statues, or you can take photographs even of particular statues, or there's a temple you can take a photograph of in the main missions, and then you can collect those photographs too. And you have that store, but there's very little time to do all of that because you're on a linear path in the story and you can't just deviate from the story because then it ends. So there's a lot of missions where you get a little bit of downtime, and in that downtime, you can go to the store or you can collect these things. But most of the time, you're on a linear path, and you get off the path, you get a game over screen. So you can't really do that. Now, there is a little trick I learned after completing the game. You can go into Explorer mode and then get the upgrades and then go back to the game. But that's not really how it should work. Right. I think.
Okay.
So the combat is pretty basic. The melee knife fights are awesome, but basic. The stealth is basic. The driving is basic, but the story is amazing. And that's why, to answer the second person question, for me, this is my favorite Mafia game because I connected with the characters so much and with the setting. But I also have friends who like Mafia 2 more because they connected more with that setting. They live in a city, they like Empire Bay more. And I also have friends who preferred Mafia 1 because they like those characters more or that setting more. So I think it's very dependent on just what you're looking for, what kind of characters you want. Enzo is very different than Vito or Tommy. Vito and Tommy were like Americans, of course, but they were, Italian Americans, of course. They were kind of the same character, but they also had their distinct features. Vito was very family orientated. Tommy was more of he was a cab driver in the beginning, so a more poor to rich character arc here. Enzo is a more aggressive character, a more proud character too. He has a little bit more personality. I liked Enzo a lot. I thought he was a great character.
Okay.
So it kind of becomes it's like a personal taste, really, what you want out of this game. I think if you've played Mafia, the Definitive Edition, and you played Mafia 2, you're going to get the same game again, but in a different setting. I think that's a good thing, but I can also see why that's not a good thing.
Sure.
So I think for the next one, they really need to innovate in certain parts. Don't go open world, because they already did that with Mafia 3, and that definitely didn't work. That wasn't a very good game apart from the story, but this one could really use do something new with the combat, get rid of the weird cover system that every game has used since Gears of War. Put something new in there, think a little bit more out of the box, do something more with it, and then you can easily charge like $60 or $70 for it.
Sure.
So I'm very. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
No. It's okay. Just finish your thought.
No, I was just going to say I'm very interested to see where it goes next in Mafia 4, because there's a couple of options. All the games connect. This one connect. I'm not going to say how or where or why, but there's certain characters who connect to other characters. So if you've played the previous ones, there's a couple of moments where you're going to say, aha, I know who that is. So that's very cool. I like that a lot. And then one more thing is the performance.
Yeah.
Performance on PC, I had no issues. My PC is dying. I have a 380 still, so a normal 380, which is still a very good card, but also for games like this considered pretty old now, or getting to the old side. I could play on high, DLSS on balanced, pretty much steady 60 FPS. But I also have friends who played it on PS5. I don't know if this is true. I have to take their word for it, but they told me it's pretty choppy on there. I don't know if that's true because I didn't play it on PS5 myself, but I assume they're telling me the truth. So for performance, yeah, maybe PC, but yeah.
All right, let's come back to this question real quick. Petri, you want to know, do you think if this game wasn't called Mafia, but as a random new game, would it be praised way more than it is now? I, for one, think so. So do you think the Mafia name's kind of hurting the praise of this game?
No, I actually don't think so, because it's the same game. Like if it wasn't called Mafia, people would say, "Well, you just made Mafia again, but you gave it a different title." So, it's tough. It's not a GTA clone. Remember, like we used to get in the day, like all those GTA clones we used to get. It's not like a clone. It is a Mafia game, so you can't really call it anything else. I think if they called it something else, like I don't know, Enzo's Great Adventures in Sicily or something, people would just say, "Well, that's Mafia." But I get what he's saying. It kind of drags it down for a lot of people. That's the discourse I've seen online too, from a lot of people who haven't played the game, of course. Of course. They're complaining that it's not open world and that it needs to be open world and broader. But no, Mafia games don't need to be open world. That's not the problem. So in a way, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, I think personally for me, I think when you just see the price tag of the game, it's like $50. I'm like, okay, so set your expectations. It's not going to be as fleshed out in some areas, but it sounds like if you like a lot of the old Mafia games and the storytelling from those games, right up your alley, which sounds great to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, refreshing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like that good linear story where not everything has to be
No.
open world. Like you said, Brad, like the price point to me set the example. I guess the final question I have for Locke is in reference to, I don't know if you saw the controversy about the water and the
dude, I cannot believe shit like
How
that. Is this the game with the wood chopping?
It's
like people
ridiculous.
complain.
Yeah.
Dude, come on,
nonsense,
man. Are you fucking serious, guys?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Changed.
Well, again, that's from people who didn't play any of these games because they don't. They think this game is an open world game like Red Dead 2, and then I can understand the argument like, oh, you can't even get into the water in this open world game. That's nonsense. But it's not that type of game, which is I think lost on those people. So
it's not a sandbox game.
Exactly. Yeah. So I get why they're complaining because they don't know that it's not that type of game. But if they do know it's not that type of game, then I don't get the complaints at all. Yeah.
Dude, it's like you cannot compare every aspect of a game to Rockstar games, okay? Yeah, it's like they are in a league. There's a reason their games take like 8 years to come out, and they're some of the most expensive games ever made.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can. Maybe it's a slight spoiler, but there's none of the missions make you go into the water. So
okay,
there's no need to swim.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I see shit like that, and I just like roll my eyes.
Yeah, I roll my eyes. I'm like, this is being extra.
It's like, dude, there's shit like that in every game. Like, From Software, for the longest time, characters' mouths didn't move when they talked, and it's just like, who gives a shit? It doesn't really fucking matter at the end of the day. A lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
the good old console guys.
Yeah, it's just like, what do you?
Well, do you think because who does that? Do you think is it like young people or is it like people with like bad
I think
intentions?
People that are just fucking annoying do that.
Okay,
mostly.
Just people are passionate about certain consoles or certain franchises versus other franchises, so then they want to make everything a comparative, thing. But like you said, it's scale, it's scope, and they're also a game genre type. Sometimes open world versus linear game is not a fair comparison. So 100%.
Yeah, you can't chop wood in Uncharted 2 either. So it wasn't a problem.
Yeah,
there,
what a shitty game now.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Sort It Out already.
I already know. I already see it. You ready?
God, that just got me mad. All right, let's talk about something that won't make me mad, though. Ninja Gaiden 4. Cog, you got to preview this game. Did you go to Japan for this?
Yes.
Dude, cool. Was this your first time in Japan?
That was my first time. This was actually the bonus round because obviously I was supposed to go to Tokyo Game Show as the first time. But shout out to Platinum, shout out to Team Ninja and obviously Xbox who talked about the opportunity. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. The Ninja Gaiden is a dream franchise for me for those who, from the OG Xbox when it first went into 3D. And again, salute to Itagaki-san, the OG creator stuff. But this is a dream project. It came out of nowhere. I guess my curiosity at first is like, how did the project happen? Because it's been like 2012 since Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and I was just curious. So pretty much how it was explained to me was that the president of Team Ninja and the president of Platinum are best friends, and they talked about it for some time, but they just couldn't get it finalized, whether it be legal, financial, resources, stuff like that. So it was always just a pipe dream. So apparently, Phil Spencer, his name was brought up. I could not believe this when I was there. They were like, he's hugely responsible for saying, hey, what do you guys need so we can get this done? And then working with Xbox Studios Japan. And they put it together. Now, the cool thing is that I felt is that Platinum they created the Yakumo character, which is the young, new master ninja on the scene, right? And I wanted to see how they were going to do that because Platinum is kind of entrusted with the majority of this development here. Whereas Team Ninja, obviously, you still have Ryu Hayabusa and you still have the legacy that has to be respected. And they're still working in tandem. But one thing about this game, when you play it, you will see the speed of this game. This is a platinum infused game. From the minute that you touch the character, and most Ninja games have a sprint, and he's dashing around the map. Like, like the ninja, they call it ninja drop. When you go side to side and you scale. Yeah. When you do that with Yakuba, it is so blazingly fast. So at first I'm like, okay, what's the performance on this? This thing looks insane. Yeah. So it's UE5, 120 hertz.
Okay.
And this was demanded by Platinum. They was like, they fought the teams. They were like, we must have this level of speed in our game. And I tested, obviously I played on PC there with the demo. And there's 3 stages. It was the first stage, which is story. And then there's 2 other stages. And the other stage, they let you pick. This is the debut of letting us play with Ryu Hayabusa. So the way it looks like it's going to be is like a dual protagonist thing where, Yakumo I guess you'll start out as him, and then Ryu probably enters the story at some point. But for the Ryu fans who want to start from the beginning, you can do that as well with the challenge roles and all this other stuff. So Control was great. You had your,
let me read this first.
Please go for your questions. Yes,
question about it and everything like that. This is from Mr. I'm Your Lawyer. Greetings, gentlemen. This question is for Cog, but I would love to hear from the rest of the game or the gang as well. Cog, how has your experience been with Ninja Gaiden 4? Is it shaping up to be everything you wished for? I'm a huge fan of the other 3D Ninja Gaiden games. I have fond memories of playing the OG Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox with my uncle before he passed away. I am excited to see the series come back in a big way in 2025. Side question, which is your favorite Ninja Gaiden game? Thanks, I'll hang up and listen.
Salute. Good question. So first off back, and shout out to Yakumo-san, who is the lead director on the Platinum side. His favorite Ninja Gaiden is my favorite game, which is Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And
2 Black's his favorite? Okay.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, so 2 Black is his favorite. So you're going to see, if you played 2 Black this year, you're going to see the influences. Like, this is the most bloody, the dismemberment, the speed, you have that. But the cool little thing that they added, is this thing called Blood Raven form. So again, you have your X attack, light attack, heavy attack, you have shuriken, and obviously you have, block guard, that kind of stuff, right? But what they've done now is you'll see this little meter on the left-hand side up on your character, and it'll build up. Once you build up, then you unlock blood. You unlock the ability to use Blood Raven form, and that's left trigger.
It's a double trigger, okay.
Yeah, so when you get that, it's like a whole new stance with another set of moves. Mm-hmm. And these moves are extremely powerful. They do a lot of either area effect damage, or they do, when you fight certain bosses or stronger enemy types, you're going to need this to break the defense of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So it adds an extra layer to it. And also the Blood Raven form the meter does build up it does slowly over time. They're encouraging you to use it. It's not like, right. You go through a lot of time and you just can't use it, but you just can't 100% use it at will all the time. So there's a little balance, a little push-pull with it. But man, this thing is nice. You talking about signature kills. You're talking about a brutality. You're talking about high-level, complex play against very tough enemies. And that's where the game really takes off. As far as, you can say he's influenced by Ninja Gaiden 2. As far as this being shaping up to be every game I asked for, yes. Usually when you go to these events, I'll be honest. Like, I'll give you inside baseball with these events. The only event that I've been to in the last 2 or 3 years, these preview events, where I'm like, wow, the developer has complete confidence, is actually our people lock Warhorse. Warhorse brought us into the thing and said, here's the game, go at it, leave you alone for like 2+ hours. Break it, do what you want. Like, when a studio does that, that's so rare, Brad. Like, normally it's like, hey, you got 25 minutes and then
I know how it goes.
We're gonna move you around and you can only do this one little section here. And that's cool. It's what I'm used to. It's industry standard. But when a developer says, we're gonna leave you to your devices, right? And what's funny is I'm there, and at first I could tell they were watching me, because like I'd see if I didn't like the game or something, because I kept stopping and I'm writing notes. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is sick. Oh my God. Because I'm trying to get as much information as I can, because I'm enjoying it. So I was already sold. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So yeah, I will say this. If the 3 levels I played are indicative of the final product, they have something extremely special here. The music is fantastic. The boss fights are great. The traversal, they have a grappling hook now in the game. I don't know if you remember the ninja wall running is extended. Everything is about traverse. There's a stage in stage 2 where you're using Ryu or Yamako, and you're going on elevated train system, and it has platforming from track to track and avoiding enemy obstacles and things like that. Man, this thing it's sick, right? It's basically, it's dark, futuristic Tokyo with a cyberpunk kind of feel.
Oh.
The main negative I would say right now is Ninja Gaiden stories are always gobbledygook. The demon dragon is here and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. And clearly, you can see that they're making that, or basically the way they position it in the narrative is that Yamako is he's from Raven Clan. They both do good, but basically the Hayabusa clan gets all the credit. You know what I'm saying? They're setting up a rivalry, but clear as day at some point they're going to work together. There may be a face-off. So I got to see how they nail that part. Now, for the Ryu fans, how Yamako has Blood Raven state, he has Gleam state. Ryu is a little slower, but way more powerful, precise. You have your Azuda drop, you have the combos and things like that. Now, the other thing that I thought, which was really cool from an accessibility standpoint, because let's be honest, all right, you guys are the Souls guys, right? So you guys are very challenging, and this game is difficult. This game is challenging.
Yeah.
You also have the Master Ninja level, and I saw some of the developers from Platinum show me a level of skill that I didn't even know could be achieved, the way how good these guys were playing that game on Master Ninja. But what I like for me, if you play it on, first, obviously you have hero mode, which is just a story, whatever. If you play it on normal, what I was noticing, there was a couple of boss encounters, I kept getting kind of whooped a bit. I was like, damn, it's so close. I was using my healing things, using my strength potions, but I just kept missing out. Part of it was my fault. I wasn't using Blood Raven. I didn't understand Blood Raven fully at that point, when to use it to break enemy guards and stuff like that. But anyway, long story short, I'm losing. So then there's a character throughout the game that almost operates like a storefront and a trading front during the middle of the stage.
Is it Muramasa, the old guy?
He's back if you play as Ryu.
Okay, cool.
But Raven has his own team when you're playing. Yamako has his own team when you're playing as him, and you can use that to train. First of all, the movesets are extensive. Tons of moves, tons of abilities.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So what happens is that same character that I was going to in the middle of the stages, he's like, hey man, would you like some? He offered me like an extra healing potion after about 4 times of losing to the same boss. So I thought that was interesting. Again, you can refuse it. You don't have to take it. And now the other thing for the guys who like the extreme challenge is throughout the stages they're hidden, there's this thing called it's kind of purgatory, like the purgatory grate. So they like these evil looking torii gates that you find throughout the map. If you go in there, it's all, I don't say it's like a boss rush, but it's like waves of enemies, super difficult. And before you go in, you can wager your health bar. So if you feel really confident, you can say, hey, I'll go in there with 75% and I'll go in there with 25%. And they show you the rewards that you can get per wager. And it's super challenging, but super rewarding if you could pull it off. But yeah, this game is, like I said, so far so good. We will see. But I'll tell you this, if a developer you impressed with this, Brad, he's really young. Nakao said he worked on Nier Automata and Bayonetta 3.
Okay,
so these are kind of his inspiration, as well as he signed with Platinum because he's such a Ninja Gaiden fan. And that was his dream project. So yeah, I'm pulling for them. We'll see if they knock it out. Nice. Really, really enjoyed my time with this game. And Gamescom, they will have, anyone going to Gamescom block, there will be a playable demo of what I played there at Gamescom for all you guys in Germany. There's going to be a clone.
Yeah, because this is coming out I think October, so it's not too far away. So yeah, they're going to have playable states for everybody. Mm-hmm. That is cool. I'm super excited. I love Ninja Gaiden games, even the old 2D ones. I have fond memories playing those. So I'm very happy to see it come back. I was afraid Team Ninja was just going to be doing like Neo games forever. And I like Neo, but I want a Ninja Gaiden game coming back every now and then, So it's cool. Interesting that they gave Ryu a double trigger thing, just like Dante now, which makes sense for action games. Yeah. So I'm cool with that. Sure, it all sounds like I like the setting that you're talking about, this futuristic Neo Tokyo. Very cool. I assume it's going to get very demon infested heavy like every Ninja Gaiden game does later on. But that's cool. My biggest question for you is, how was the camera?
Oh God, thank God they fixed that camera.
They fixed it? Okay, it's so much better.
The fact that I wasn't even thinking about it let me know how much of a change it is. Yeah, it is always I never had any issues with damn, the camera's getting in the way, like traditional Ninja Gaiden games. We're damn, you got to fix it, whatever. Also, 2 things. One that I thought are game changers. in-game dynamic weapon switching. So with the directional pad, you could go from weapon to weapon on the fly. Thought that was a game changer.
That's really good.
Also, and I asked Platinum this. I was like, this is the first Ninja Gaiden game I saw assassinations, where I'm not going to say full-on stealth mechanics, but if the enemy doesn't see you and they're on patrol routes, you can get the cinematic one.
Cool.
Yeah, and I was like,
really
hey,
good. Yeah.
is this, and he was like, yeah, Platinum was like, yeah, we wanted to add our flavor, we wanted to add this, they were so happy I mentioned it. It was like, yes, that kind of thing. So yeah, they have cool little extra things that you won't see in normal Ninja Gaiden games that I thought was very cool.
Okay. Yeah, all sounds very interesting to me.
Will you recommend it to someone who doesn't know anything about the franchise?
That's what I was about to ask.
Sorry.
No, I'm curious about you, Lockmort, because I don't know if you like action games at all. So I am curious what you think about something like this.
I love action games. I just hate Japan and everything that has anything to do with Japan. So that was my question to you. Does it have? Well, of course, it has anything to do with Japan. But is it like, for dumb Westerners like me? Is it like approachable to us, or is it very much Japan coded? I should say, like Nioh, for instance. I couldn't get into Nioh even if I tried.
I see what you're saying. How did I guess the question? I'll have to answer your question with a question. Did you play Ninja Gaiden 2 Black?
I have never. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because that to me is going to be the gauge. If you played it, or if you try it and you like that style, it's an evolution of that, in my opinion. This is Ninja Gaiden 2 Black at its core, but just next level, hyped up, and with a whole bunch of new features. So I would play that, and if that gameplay style kind of caters to you, draws you in, then I think you're gonna love this game.
This is going to be a very stupid question because I don't know anything about this franchise. But what is it? Because you guys talked about the camera. Is it like third person? I imagine. Is it top down? Is it 2D? How does it work? Is it?
Yeah, it's third person, and Brady. I was about to.
No, I was going to say, like, have you seen like a Devil May Cry? Like, have you seen Devil May Cry 5 at all? It's like that.
Okay.
Like third person, same kind of camera and stuff like that. Yeah.
Very fast with numbers. If you hit people,
no numbers unless they added that. But there used to be no numbers.
No numbers.
Okay, cool. Well, you made it sound awesome, so I definitely want to check it out. Yeah.
Look, if it's a super fun romp. It's challenging, but it's stylish. If you like brutality, dismemberment, you cut off the arms of characters. They're walking on the ground with the one arm, legs, stuff like that. Then you come and press the Y button, finish them off, and everything is over the top cinematic finishes, and like the character will literally be drenched in blood, and like it's that kind of energy. It's a very visceral, intense, fast, stylish kind of game. And if you like that kind of stuff, you like those games, I think it'll satiate you. But again, it is challenging. You have to pay attention to there's certain enemies from far away that could do a lot of damage with rocket launchers or whatever. You got to pick your focus with your weapon switching and stuff like that, and character focus and stuff like that. So what makes it interesting is the speed in which you're making decisions now, because how much Platinum speed and influences in this game. But it gets fun. It becomes like a dance. And you start feeling good, and then you start like, okay, I want to do almost like, I want to say a perfect run, but like I want no one to touch me. Like you start to get into that kind of bag because you feel like a ninja and stuff like that. So that's the allure of the game.
How long are these games? Is it like are these games like long, or are they like a couple of levels?
They're usually like 15 or something like that. I think.
15-hour kind of range, kind of thing. Very linear, stage based.
Yeah, they're stage based. Yeah,
stage based. You'll find little secrets here and there around the map, but it's pretty much straightforward. And again, the key now is where I think they're gonna. Where I actually told them this. You're gonna satiate they're gonna satiate the Souls community, because these bosses have phases. They have a lot of challenge to them, and I think that's gonna really help people who love Souls games love it. But one thing that they do like is they kind of came back to Souls games a little bit. They're like, we want to make sure that we're not plotting. We want to always emphasize speed. So that's their thing, saying like, hey, action games like this can exist, even though they know Souls is the more popular genre. They took a little Souls ball stuff, but they kept the spirit of who they are, kind of thing. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want Ninja Gaiden to be a Souls game. I think that'd be weird. Kind of, it's like Ninja Gaiden is about speed to me, like ultra violence and stuff. Yes. So I'm glad they're just kind of sticking with it and ramping it up even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that sounds good to me, dude. I'm very excited.
Sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my most anticipated games of the year. So I am looking forward to it a lot.
Did you play Black 2 earlier?
Yeah.
Bro?
Yeah.
You're a Black 2 guy? Did you like that one?
Yeah, I like Black 2 a lot. I think the base version of 2 was kind of my favorite at the time.
I like that. I got
Yeah. But I mean, like, I loved Ninja Gaiden 1 on Xbox. Like, I borrowed a friend's Xbox just to play through those games.
Yeah.
I played through the normal one, then Black later on. It's like, man, those games were sick. So
sick, bro. Yeah.
I'm stoked. Very stoked. All right. Next game on the list is Hell Is Us. So I played the demo of this game, I should say. This was a game that was announced a while ago, and I was very confused about what it was. But before I get into all that, let me read this from Cuck Rogers, Soy Boy from Outer Space. Wow. Greetings, summoned guests. This one is for Brad. I played a little more than an hour of Hell Is Us, and the goofy hairdo aside, I think this may be the most engrossed I have been in a non-FromSoft-like title since Liza P. The game totally nails a grim sci-fi atmosphere with its Tangerine Dream-esque synth music and beautiful, ominous landscape. I was expecting jank, but it actually feels good to play. It's also more visually impressive than I anticipated. How do you feel so far? Are you hooked? Okay, so Hell Is Us, like this Cuck Rodder said here, is kind of like a sci-fi Souls-like, I should say. It kind of starts off on Earth. You are this character is being interrogated early on. I'm assuming the demo I played is the very beginning of the game because it kind of felt like that, how they're treating you and teaching you stuff. But a big thing which I think is interesting about this game is it's all about not telling you what to do and not holding your hand kind of with anything and making you kind of figure it out, which I think is cool. I love that kind of shit. Like Souls games were known for that in a lot of regards. So this is right up my fucking alley. Like it reminds me of like Zelda 1, which I loved when I was a kid. Just kind of, you get brief crumbs and stuff like that. You figure out the rest. Unfortunately, Zelda had bad translation, so that fucked a lot of it up. Anyways, but yes, this game is a Souls-like. You play as this character. I have no idea what his fucking name is, by the way. He's just some random guy, but you start off in this kind of woods area, very like a forest, very dark and kind of foggy, going through there. Super cool. No weapons or anything like that. Just running through, and right away there's already multiple paths for you to kind of explore and kind of hints and teases at what may become in the future. Some stuff maybe you can't reach quite yet, so it's already planting those seeds in your mind of like, okay, I might loop back here later on, which is cool. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, you eventually find this kind of like military guy. He's all fucked up. His eyes are like bleeding. He's cut, and he needs to go find a med pack for him, so you have to go out in the woods and go through all this stuff. No combat so far. So I was kind of surprised how long you go without getting into a combat encounter in a game like this, which I think is interesting because, Souls games, you just start with your weapon, you walk out there and fuck some dude up, which I love too, but I just thought this was a cool, different approach. Get the med pack, come back, gives you a key to go into this really dark ruins area, very dark. You walk in there, you're seeing all these like dead military guys in there. Eventually you get to this like weird, like white husk looking enemy who has like this crazy, he has that, then like a crazy like geometry monster comes out. It's like triangles and stuff like that. He comes out and attacks you. A girl comes and starts defending you. She kills it, but she dies in the process, so you just take all of her shit. So you just start with a sword, which is cool. It's just like a normal basic sword like that, and it has the basic Souls things, heavy attack, light attack, blocking. You can parry some kind of stuff like that. I will say the thing about the demo is I don't think everything was working as intended necessarily, because I asked someone about this as well. Because there was a mechanic where if you're attacking someone, a meter can build up, and the meter gets to a certain state, like flashes white around your character. You're supposed to be able to get a free heal right there. And it worked for a little bit, but later on the demo, it just stopped working. And I was very confused about that. So it's a demo. It's not the final state of the game, so hopefully they can just polish that kind of stuff out there. But one thing I really liked this game that's separated from a lot of Souls-likes I've played is it was very puzzle heavy. There's a lot of puzzles actually. Like, one of them was like finding these ruins and just kind of matching them up. One was reading a riddle and like assembling symbols in a certain order that goes along with the riddle, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, this is not something I ever really get from Software stuff or other Souls likes, which I think is really cool. I'm really happy they're taking a different kind of angle to that. So it seems like puzzle solving is going to be a big focus. If you're not into puzzles, might be off-putting to you, but for me, I think that's a cool new tweak.
When you say puzzles, what do you mean?
So, like, for instance, I was in like a ruins kind of area, and there was like 3 slabs with different pictures that you could like spin around to have different symbols. Yeah. And in a certain area, this is like the very first one in the game, by the way. So in the area, there was like this ruin, like around a corner kind of thing with 2 of the symbols laid out right there. So you're like, okay, there's 2. I know them right away. The third one was broken off though. So you had to kind of explore to find the third symbol. And I'm like, okay, here it is. This is the first puzzle of the game. Kind of teaching that thing. One later on was me reading like brief text boxes from like off like ruins inside like that dark area I was telling you about, like reading you like little poems or something like that and mentioning certain things. And there was a like a big mural later on where it's like those symbols like in a giant circle and you have to kind of do them in a linear order that the story was told. So just stuff like that. I don't like know it's going to get like witness level and all that crazy shit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to have to be pulling out paper and writing down anything like that. But since the game tells you so little, like for instance, I didn't really have a map or anything like that, which is cool.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So it's very like there's like a message in the game that pops up and they're like saying, the devs like say they're very much about not telling you what to do and just kind of unraveling stuff on your own. It's not like you get waypoints or anything like that. So I don't know how this will evolve later on. Like I said, it's the very beginning of the game, but we shall see. There's multiple weapons in the game though. I did unlock, or I found like these 2 hatchets very fast, so you can dual wield kind of hatchet things. They seemed really cool. And when you use these weapons, they kind of level up by using them, I suppose. So they get stronger the more you use a certain weapon type. I don't know if it's a weapon type or if it's the specific weapon. I don't know how it's going to work, but there are like little gems I found later on that can enhance certain aspects of like weapons or characters like that. So there are items to keep out there. There are optional things to do. Like, for instance, I found a wall that had 2 like holes in it. Like you need to put 2 things in here. And later on throughout the level, I kind of found 2, like they were like ram head emblems that you could put on there. Totally optional though, not main story, anything like that. So, and it was a little ways after I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go all the way back now and do this kind of thing. And there are kind of like little shortcuts that loop around that make it a little more convenient, but optional stuff like that, you know, you go out of your way to get some loot, worthwhile loot, good stuff so far. But yeah, I kind of walked through and there's a lot of those weird looking white husk things. They are very, have you guys seen the movie The Descent? They kind of reminded me of those things a little bit, which is they look cool. And there's like those geometry guys I was saying, they kind of switch it up sometimes. So with you have a drone flying around and this drone can do stuff like light up an area because a lot of the areas you're in the game are very dark. So you need like a light, but the drone can also be used in combat. You can kind of open up a wheel really quickly and it has a couple abilities. The one you start with is like kind of a distraction. So the drone can distract an enemy kind of like that. So you can sneak up on them or stuff like that. But what's interesting is later on, like when you're fighting multiple guys, you can have them kind of like hold aggro of a certain enemy like that. And that can really help you in combat. Which one cool thing I thought is like those geometry monsters I was talking about and the white husk guys walking around is they are linked together sometimes. So the only way to hurt the white one if they're together is to destroy the geometry one first. So there's some strategic elements like that coming in later on. For healing, there wasn't like a bonfire kind of thing. You know, you like rest at a bonfire that I'm aware of. It was more, I think it's just more like checkpoints. You know, you kind of progress, you get a checkpoint like that. So I don't know if it's gonna, like if you run out of heals, if they're gonna reset or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work. So I still have many questions, but later on, I found a key to an APC and got the hell out of their area and went to a new zone. And that's kind of where the demo ended. So I'm not exactly sure how these zones are going to interconnect and stuff like that, or if there are just going to be like loading spaces between them, which is fine. There is a story to it. Like they emphasize story a lot in the game.
Nice.
So, and it's like normal cutscenes and stuff like that. It's not just like some guy talking to you, calling you maidenless or anything like that, like in Elden Ring, which I still love. But it seems a little more cinematic in storytelling so far. But combat felt okay. I don't think it was like incredible or anything like that from what I played, but it was good enough, I should say, where I was like, okay, this is good enough where I could play more of it. So I am curious about this game. I think the puzzle element to it is what really interests me more and kind of sets it apart.
Mhm.
I'll be keeping an eye on this game. I'm really curious to see how this reviews. I'm not like 100% I'm going to buy it right now just because it comes out early September, I believe, and there's a million fucking things coming out that I want to play already. So it's going to be tough to find time for this right now. But what I did play of it, I thought was pretty cool. And if you were interested in the game, there is a demo.
Yeah.
So if you want to check it out, get a feel for yourself, go for it.
Do you play it on PC or PS5?
No, I played it on PS5 because I streamed it. So I was like, okay, when I stream, I usually like to play consoles because streaming, like my PC's fine. It's not incredible or anything like that. So I'd rather have it more stable and not have to worry about the game running like dog shit because I'm streaming at the same time.
It sounds
but
awesome.
I have a PS5 Pro and it seemed fine for the most part, like frame rate wise, like 60 frames and all that kind of stuff. So pretty good.
Is there a skill system that you saw, like a branching thing?
I'm trying to think. I don't recall one off the top of my head. There could be one later on. I'm not exactly sure. Like I've played maybe like the first 30, 40 minutes of the game. It seemed like so.
It's a demo, yeah.
They might introduce more of that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure. But there seemed to be like some more flexibility and like build variety with like some relics I found for the character to equip like certain things to give you passive effects. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but there are stuff like that in the game. Yeah. Like you have like a couple relic slots. One thing is interesting if you're a Fallout fan is the hub or the UI, I guess you like bring up your menu. It's so Pip-Boy inspired. It's crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, this reminds me of a Pip-Boy.
Nice. No, I'm looking at the trailer. I like the aesthetic. Like the atmosphere is really cool. It reminds me of games I gravitate towards in terms of like well, like basically like these just weird structures and in the distance and what's going on. I did notice that he's got kind of, is this like some type of UAV /
it's a drone thing.
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, like I said earlier, it follows you around. You can use it to do stuff like light up areas for you, but it also has 4 ability slots. Okay. Like I think it's like you hold R2 or RT and stuff like that, and it'll bring up like a wheel of 4 abilities. And I only had one at the start, and that was like the distraction thing. It would like taunt an enemy, so you could like do a heavy charge attack on them because they're distracted, or if you're fighting multiple enemies, it can grab aggro from one of them. So there will be more abilities for that kind of stuff. And it looked like there might have been abilities for my character on the left side as well. I didn't have any yet though, so maybe there'll be more there later on.
Was it like a? Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
Was it like scary? Did you get scared? Was it like scary or not really intended?
I don't really get scared from video games very often, so no, but it has a very dark and creepy atmosphere, I'd say, though.
Oh, okay. I love that. Yeah.
I can tell. Yeah. This look like a V-type game. I ain't going to. It's one of the atmospheric. It has some soul influences, but I do like the puzzle and the moving around stuff in this kind of a world, this kind of environment.
Yeah. It's it's only $50 too, by the way. I just looked at it. Oh, wait, hold on. Standard edition is $60. It's $50 on PC, though. So $10 cheaper on PC, so enjoy that console tax. Classic. But, yeah, I am interested in it. I'm curious to see how it reviews, because I would like to get to it sometime this year.
Yeah. It's in September, so in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, let me see what the actual date was, because I remember I looked at it and I was like, fuck, this comes out at a bad time for me. September 4th, so very early September. Because like the end of August, the end of August for me is like crazy because it's Shinobi, it's Lost Soul Aside, and it's Metal Gear Delta. So I'm like, fucked.
Oh, you're done.
So yeah, I'm like, oh, hell is us. Maybe I can get to you later, some other time. There's a quiet period. But yeah, it was kind of cool. I was impressed in some ways, and it gave me some surprises, which was very fun.
Who's making it?
Do you know? I don't know actually. Let me see.
Nakon's the publisher. They helped with the RoboCop stuff, and I like them. So I like that.
Rogue Factor is the developer. I'm trying to see what they've made before. Let's see.
Yeah,
Necromunda.
They're Canadian.
Yeah, I don't know. They made Necromunda.
Oh, they made they made Mordheim.
Mordheim, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made
Okay,
Mordheim.
cool.
Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. So
Nice.
keep an eye out there. This could be a cool game. Like,
Yeah.
I also want to say I'm pretty sure there was difficulties. And so if you're worried about like, getting your ass beat or something like that, I think you can adjust it accordingly. All right, boys. It's time for Sort It Out. Sorry, I got to do that again because Dustin gets mad if I don't do good enough. Sort it out! I have to yell it.
I gotta yell it.
Yeah. All right. On this segment, we just talk about something in the game industry we're not too pleased with. Could be a game, company, person, whatever. Anything stupid you want to talk about. It's totally fine. Hold on. I was just admiring Locke's cat just sitting there really quick.
Chilling. I love it.
Ellie just sitting, staring out the window. Sorry.
Yes.
That's a bonus for video watchers right there. Okay, sort it out. So we were talking about this earlier. I got pissed off talking about the wood chopping shit from Red Dead comparing it to Mafia. It's like, dude, guys, fucking stop. This is like Puddlegate. Yeah. All this kind of like non-controversy shit in video games. There is way better stuff to complain about in video games if you want to. Mm-hmm. This is just really fucking stupid. Like, it has to be just classic engagement bait, and I know people love that kind of shit. And I get it. Talking shit can be fun and goofy. You can have a good time. But when people get really caught up in it, dude, take a step back, all right? Fucking stand down.
Well, it's also because they don't get it. Sometimes I feel, because I see those Twitter threads too, of course. And sometimes I feel like, but this guy is like 16 years old and he hasn't played the game, and like everybody's telling him it sucks because it doesn't have puddles or you can't go in the water. Like they're like, sometimes I feel bad for those people because they get all riled up, but it's because they don't know the game. Like look at the trailer and you'll immediately know that it doesn't matter here.
Yeah.
Like, so it's also just inform yourself. Like, don't listen to Twitter people. That's
some things like that, like you're saying, just don't fucking matter in the game, man. Just doesn't fucking matter. It was like me with Dark Souls, like back in the day. It's like, oh well, Blight Town runs like dog shit, and NPCs' mouths don't fucking move.
Yeah,
like,
who cares?
The game's still fucking sick, man. It's like, all right,
Black Town was
shit.
awesome.
Their mouths move, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna complain about a log chopping animation not being as good as Red Dead. It's like, all right, fucking relax.
Dudes be on it, man.
God.
I like that one. If I'm continuing, if you're done.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you good. For me, look, Battlefield, which I'll talk about later. The PC cheaters, y'all got to come to the front of the conversation. Like,
dude, cheaters are so lame, man.
In a demo of a beta, we really have this amount of cheaters in a beta. Dude, some dudes pulled off stuff. I'm like, okay, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that's impossible. And I'm just like, wow, this is so crazy. The fact they had to put out a statement, I guess, DICE and these guys in terms of the bans that they had to do over the weekend and last weekend and stuff. I'm like, and that's the only thing about, I'm a guy that loves crossplay and getting, more players into a game. Yeah. But I do respect the fact that at least now you have the option to turn it off if you don't want to.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, you have to give that option now with certain things. So sort it out. PC Battlefield cheaters. Y'all need to relax. It's not that serious, bro. You're gonna get your progression reset. You're not gonna win any awards for dominating this beta. So that's what I gotta give it.
Yeah, cheating is definitely like small dick energy. It's like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
What are you fucking doing, dude?
What are we doing?
Don't be a little bitch.
Exactly.
Get out there, get shot. It's the way it goes, all right?
It's life. You gotta learn. You back up and get better. Like, I don't understand. What is dominating the beta going to get you in life?
Yeah.
They think it's going to get them more followers, but it doesn't work. That doesn't work that way. Yeah.
It may be for a little bit, but it's short-term game because eventually people are going to figure out, and you're fucking done after that. So
exactly.
Don't be a bitch. Yeah. Don't cheat.
That part. You got Locke.
All right, Locke. What about you?
It's something very stupid, but it annoys me more and more, and that are roadmaps for single player games.
Mafia, dude, I think someone asked you about
really?
about this. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll see. Well, I can't find it right now. So go ahead. If it gets brought up again, we can talk about it later.
Sure. Mafia Mafia didn't really get a roadmap, but they announced like the free ride mode is gonna come out very soon. We're like, no, it should have been there when you released the game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The best example of a roadmap, of course, is Cyberpunk. I think a game that's awesome now and great now.
Yeah.
But you don't have to put out a quirky roadmap 5 years ago and then pretend that it's so amazing. Another one of my favorite games from last year, Stalker 2. Same thing. They just put out this really cute, very nice in-game roadmap in like a cute little document. And then we're going to do this and we're going to fix this and we're going to fix the AI. And then, yeah, that's awesome. I should have done it a year ago when the game actually released.
Okay, I found it. We have something connected to that. But I'll let you finish if you want.
No. Go ahead. I can just keep rambling.
Yeah, I'll start with Daniel Pina here.
Yeah.
I've got to sort it out. I'm sorry, Locke, but the subject of this sorted out is Stalker 2. I've tried playing the game, and for the most part, I do really enjoy it. I love the feeling of having to survive the zone, the thrill of getting into a firefight against other humans, inventory management, etc. But holy shit, the damn dogs of this game ruined the experience. Whose bright idea was it to put this many packs of wild dogs in the game? Nobody has fun shooting at small, fast-moving targets. The worst part is that you can't even jump onto a car or something for safety because they just run away and hide when you do. So much precious ammo wasted on these mongrels. Anyways, if Locke has any tips on dealing with them, I would be happily jump back in. Now, Stalker 2. Weird fucking game with its rollout, I would say.
Well, there's nuance, of course, and you always have to mention the war with this.
Yes, that's
with
true.
This team, of course. So I always feel bad talking shit about them, or it's not really talking shit about them, but I always feel bad like criticizing them because it's the war. You don't know really what's going on, but they shouldn't have released this game last year. They fucked themselves, and they fucked people like me who've been talking positively about them for years, and now we all look like fools. Because Stalker 2 is still not done. Like, it's going to be done when the PlayStation 5 version releases, which is ridiculous because that's a year. It's been done for
like
a year
and a half later, right?
Yeah, like last year on some side, even I think like a year and a half ago or something. I told people, that's my game of the year. It's amazing. It is a great game, but half of it is missing. Half of it doesn't work correctly. And that's still the case. And we're a year later. And now it annoys me so much because it is a great game and it's a wonderful game and it's a very unique game too. And now a lot of people are going to be against it, and not only against it, but also a lot of my friends are just not going to give it a second chance. I know people will say like, oh yeah, I'll jump back into it when it goes to PlayStation 5, but they won't because there will be new games and better games.
Right. Yeah.
It'll get lost on the wayside and maybe they'll play it in a couple of years. Which sucks for the developer because they could have made a whole lot more money here. Maybe they had to put it out on Game Pass. Maybe there were I assume there were contracts that they had to put it out last year. But yeah, stuff like that annoys me. Cyberpunk, who didn't have an excuse, exact same thing. Great game, fantastic game. We'll talk about it later. Oh, fantastic game now. But oh man, the state in which it released in, ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what annoys me the most when they do that is that they apologize, of course, and they say, oh, sorry, we shouldn't do that. But then they put out these quirky little roadmaps, and that really annoys the shit out of me. Like, they have these cute little documents, or like the yellow text from or they do it like in-game, and they'll have like this cool little tweet, and they'll, hello, chooms, whatever. That pisses me off, because they basically ripped you off as the player, and they're like pretending like they're going to do you a favor now, and they're going to fix it for you. Like, no, you owe this to their players. Right?
My thing, there's also Locke is, do you think it'd be better for them just to stay silent and not really say?
No, of course not.
What would you think is the right approach?
Well, I think the right approach is
obviously the game comes out at a good state is obviously the best approach. But
I think the problem is that right now practically everyone is doing it because they can get away with it, and it's only getting, in my opinion at least, it only seems to be getting worse because it's almost every game that does it. Right now, whenever you get a new single player game, it's always best to wait 2 or 3 months after release because then you get the full product.
Pretty much most games, it's usually better to wait.
Yeah, exactly. But that shouldn't be the case, and that used to not be the case either. And to then play it off like this quirky little, we made a cool little roadmap here. Like, yeah, that's not cool. That's like dumb. Like, you should have finished the game when you had the chance.
So I guess, is it not necessarily the roadmap itself, like the image? Because I think a roadmap can be
the messaging.
I think the roadmap can be helpful in the sense like, okay, I know what's coming to this game, and I know what they're focusing on first.
I think the roadmap itself is also a bad thing because I don't want to know. I don't want to know in steps what's coming. I want them to fix the product I paid for now, and not in steps, and not 6 months from now.
What if it's a game that's not in a bad state when it launches? It's just kind of like them being transparent about what's coming.
Well, that's if they improve on it, that's something else, of course. But if the game that's different. That's just patches and expansions, and of course that's awesome, right? Like for instance, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, awesome. A full blown expansion, that's something else, of course. But if you implement features half a year later and say, for instance, again, Stalker 2, it sounds like I'm shitting on them a lot. I love Stalker 2, just to be clear. But for instance, on their roadmap, it says UI improvements in 6 months. Yay! UI improvements. Great job, guys. We're a year later. Modders already took care of that a week after launch. Like, that is not something you should brag about. It's not like they're bragging about it, of course, but it's not something to be proud of. And it's not something to brag about. It's not something to be quirky about. It's something they should be apologetic about, I think. And not just Stalker. I think every developer, because Cyberpunk did the exact same thing. They made like these cute little streams where they try to explain what they're gonna do next. It's good that they're fixing it, of course, but it shouldn't happen in the first place. And then people applaud them. Of course, everybody applauds them, like, "Oh, they fixed it, great job." No, they sold you a broken product. They should have fixed it. That's what they're supposed to do. And now it's so far gone that we can't fix it anymore. Like now it's just happening to every single game. So we're never getting rid of it. But that's what annoys me. But maybe I'm alone in that. I don't know. It really frustrates it.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's just, you're not happy with the state games are released in. I think that's totally fair.
Another example I can give, Rogue Trader, right? A great CRPG, wonderful CRPG made by Owlcat Games. Perfect. I bought it in December 2023, and I haven't been able to play it until now.
Yikes.
What do you mean you haven't been able to play it? Is it just because it was time or didn't work?
No, because in the middle of the game, they put out a patch and it reworks all the skills, or it reworks all the pathfinding, or this doesn't work, or that doesn't work, or there's DLC that takes place in the middle of the game suddenly. Like, it's such a mess. Like, and I get it, because the developers need to put these games out, and there are contracts everywhere. But I don't get why people applaud this bullshit. Like, it should be something. It's not a good thing, I think, at least.
Yeah,
we talk about stuff basically in complete states, in functional states, and basically the industry has been conditioned to just get the product out there, and then we will, incrementally sometimes fix things that should have been there at launch, and you don't want to reward that kind of behavior with a roadmap. Is kind of just what you're getting at, Locke?
Yeah. But the perfect example, we're all pretty old, I guess. We're all close to 40 or above 40 or whatever. When we were kids, that didn't happen. You got the game, it was done, and then maybe you would get a patch a couple of weeks later.
I hope it was done. Sometimes they weren't done.
Sometimes they were broken forever. That's also not
forever.
There
was no patch to be had.
But remember the developer that used to get shit on for this was Bethesda. You know this. They were constantly getting shit on, but now everyone does it, and now suddenly it's okay. Still not okay, I think. Yeah.
It was like them with the horse armor.
Yeah,
everyone.
But that was DLC, I guess. That wasn't really something inherently broken in the game.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying they've broken ground on that of pissing people off and getting it accepted later on.
Of course.
They took the heat for everybody. Thank you, Todd.
But I get that developers need to fix their games. Of course, that's a good thing. Like, you need to improve on your game. That's awesome. And Cyberpunk with the 2.0 update, fantastic. But why wasn't that? What
do you think about like player feedback or something like that? Them kind of adjusting
then launch it in early access if you want player feedback. Like Larian did.
Star Wars Outlaws kind of had like that. They made some changes after some feedback, I assume.
They did, and the game sold like shit. And then they're not going to make it
sold like shit at the beginning. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's like a perfect example.
I
there.
guess my question would be for you, Locke, is if a game comes out like Star Wars Outlaws, the state, it did come out, people weren't happy with a lot of it. Some people had it. I think Star Wars Outlaws was okay at the time.
Yeah.
But they did do, would you rather them not kind of update stuff and try to improve upon it, or just kind of leave it?
Well, I think that's a false question, because of course I want them to update it. But again, that shouldn't be the question. That shouldn't be the problem. Like, of course I want them to fix it and update it to a better state, but it should launch in that state. That question shouldn't exist. Like, it should launch in that state. So it's not fair. Of course, it's fair of you to ask that question, but it's not fair of them to ask that question. Like, well, would you rather we not fix it?
Yeah,
no.
Don't even want to. We shouldn't even get in this kind of like position, anyways. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like you're to put it bluntly, you're a customer and you buy a product that's advertised to you. When you go see a movie, you see the movie that's presented to you, and then when the director's cut comes out, you're not going to pay the same amount of money and go to see that movie again. Like they fixed the movie or whatever. That doesn't happen there. Like, you pay the product, and you go out to get food. You're not going to go back and then get new food for this. I mean, it doesn't work like that. It only works like that in games because it's a continuous product. But you're still a consumer. Maybe it sounds bitchy or whatever, but you're still a consumer who paid money for something, and you were entitled to get what you paid for. And if you,
this one thing I always say: don't pre-order games, dude. If you're necessarily, you wait for the game to come out to see what state it's actually in. If you're worried about stuff like that, if you don't really give a shit, it's totally fine. You can do all that stuff. But like, if you are sick of getting burned from devs for stuff like this, just be careful. Try not to get caught up in the hype. I get it. It's easy to get excited and influenced and want to be a part of the conversation. But like, if you're worried about that kind of stuff, maybe just wait to see how it is at first before you jump right in.
Yeah, that's good advice, of course. But or just.
But it's like, I get it. It's like, you were very excited for Stalker 2. You wanted to play it anyways.
Well, just to be fair, I think Stalker is a great game now. I thought it was a great game a year ago. I feel it's a great game now. It's just so stupid that they handle, or whoever made the decisions to handle it this way. I don't think the devs wanted it to go this way, of course.
No, of course not.
It's the marketing behind it always, of course. But it's just so frustrating because I know. Have you guys have played Stalker 2, right? Or
no,
no, I haven't played it.
Well, you liked it too, right?
Yeah, I liked it. My issue was just kind of what you said, which was like, you told me, like, Cog, if you like it, one of the major features that identifies Stalker as Stalker is like this A-Life thing, and it's not there or it's not working. And then I was looking at that roadmap, and they're still adding more things to it. So I was like, I'm going to wait, because I was like, I don't want to. I want this to experience it in its full form, right? The way it was intended. So to your point with Stalker, it really hurts because it's just like you said. It actually hurts them even more, because what ends up happening is, as the game now is complete and finished the way it's intended to, there's going to be so many new games. So, the only thing that I guess the little consolation prize is, okay, for PlayStation 5 users, right? They're going to get a better experience off top. So that's where I think that kind of may save them. But to your overall point, like it's this late in development. And I want to be respectful. Obviously, I know there's they had conditions in the war. So, but generally the practice is what you're getting at. And I do agree the overall practice in the industry is kind of like, hey, the game has to come out at this point.
Yeah, fix it later.
Fix it later. And that part, you're absolutely right, Locke. It's too many games that have kind of went down. The industry is kind of in this pattern now, where it's just like, you're going to get the patch later and don't worry about that, or day one patch coming and all that. Like, it's that kind of energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, the obvious thing, like, well, would you rather we not fix it? Like, no, that's not what nobody's saying. But when a game goes gold, it should go gold, and gold means that it's complete. Right?
Being complete, I think if I had to guess, it's publisher pressure. It's like, hey, you guys have been working on this, and the developer wants to put out the best product. They really do. It just comes down to they're like, hey, it gotta come out, and we'll deal with the repercussions later, kind of thing. And that sucks. That sucks for the game.
It's always a balance. We talk about this with games all the time. Publishers, developers, like. Sometimes the publisher gets seem like the bad guy, but sometimes the developer is just like not delivering. So it's like,
sometimes the publisher got to crack the whip on the developer. The developer doing a lot of BS. So that part too.
We saw that recently with Xbox, dude. It sounded like they cleaned house quite a bit because things weren't shaping up the way they were happy with. So
good call out.
I mean, it's like I wanted to play Perfect Dark, but if the initiative or whatever the fuck they're called again, it's like they're not delivering. It's like, how long are you supposed to get? Kind of
Good
thing
point.
like that.
Good call out. No, that's so true. That's so true. A lot of developers are toiling around and wasting resources or not being efficient. That's a very good
it's a
call
tough
out.
balance.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. This is from OriCat Gaming. Sorted out Xbox. I've had 3 controller issues in the past, including one straight out of the box. This is ridiculous. Stick drift twice during the Xbox Series X generation and Bluetooth connection issues out of the box with one controller back when I was on Xbox One.
Damn.
Now, Cog, I don't really use Xbox controllers very often, but is there like do you think there's like a widespread issue with Xbox controllers or anything like that?
Oh, hell yes. Like I love the Xbox controller. Don't get me wrong. I feel it's a superior controller in terms of first-person shooters specifically. Sure. But two things that I like. One, I think the PlayStation D-pad is just so superior. So as a person who likes fighting games, I prefer the PlayStation controller for that. So I'm using like a Razer controller.
You have a fight stick?
No, actually, it's funny. I'm one of the rare guys that can't do flight stick.
You don't like fight sticks? Okay.
It's not that I don't like. I'm a, what you call it? I'm a claw player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm one of those weirdos. So, like, I still love the D-pad and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I wish I could use the joystick.
Pad's good, man. Pad's still fine.
Yeah, because what it is like fireball motions. I always suck with. I've just historically.
Yeah, dude, it's just whatever works for you. It's fine.
So with the controllers, that my biggest complaint is I love the Elite, but it always breaks. I went through 3 Elite controllers.
I didn't know this.
Either stick drift or number one, like the bumper or the shift. It's always something. And I'm like, I can't with this. So I'm like, I'm not buying. Now, granted, I do the hustle, the Best Buy hustle. I don't know if y'all know about that.
No.
All my Best Buy users, if you have a problem, buy your controllers, your Xbox controller from Best Buy. And if you have a problem, just say, hey, it doesn't work. And you will get a brand new one sent right back to you as long as you're part of the program. So Best Buy is where you get them from. But I'm just tired of it. So the one that hurt my heart is I had that Halo, this green, Damn. And that one broke. And I'm just like, I don't want to send it to them. It's a mess.
I know.
So long story short, I'm not buying anything until the Elite Series 3 comes out. And hopefully the build quality is better. The problem is always the build quality. Great controllers, but they just don't last. And it's always something that, breaks or malfunctions after a while.
It's crazy how expensive controllers are. And we still have so many issues with this.
Yeah.
Like, I know it doesn't happen to everybody, but it just seems like, man, you're spending like $100.
Yeah.
It's like fucking Switch Joy-Con drift, all that stuff. I've had drift on a dual sense controller and stuff like that. It's like, man, what the fuck?
Bro, they're cool looking and they're not cheap, but
they ain't cheap. Yeah, controllers ain't cheap, but
that's a fact.
I guess just the way it goes, man. All right, dudes, let's do the opposite now. Keep it up. Stuff we're pleased with in gaming right now. Now, I'll do mine first right away. This man gets a lot of flack for good reason, but I do want to respect him and give him his flowers when he deserves it. Mr. Jeff Keighley.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
always does his best to put on a good show. And Gamescom show, from when we're recording this, by the time you hear this, it already happened, but Gamescom opening night live, puts on a huge event, works his ass off to get that going. Doesn't always work, but Jeff is very receptive to feedback and truly wants, I feel like, to make a great show. And I appreciate the energy and passion he brings to that front. It could be way worse than Jeff Keighley. Way worse than Jeff Keighley. So I want you guys to remember that. Jeff Keighley actually likes video games a lot, and he's very passionate about them.
Yeah.
I've met Jeff Keighley like many years ago, and he's a very nice guy. So doesn't always land. Needs some work on some areas, in my opinion, on some stuff the shows, but it is a very hard act to balance. And I respect the man for keeping at it and helping celebrate games, man. So shout out Jeff Keighley, the Doritos Pope forever.
Salute.
I wish there were more Jeff Keighley's, because my only issue with Jeff Keighley is that it's always Jeff Keighley.
It is always Jeff Keighley. You're right.
Like Summer Game Fest, Jeff Keighley. Game Awards, Jeff Keighley. Gamescom, Jeff Keighley. Like, no, there should be 3 different people doing 3 different things. But
sure, he's I understand that. Yeah. Well, we did have Joel McHale back in the day with Jeff Keighley, and that was a fucking disaster. And I love that Jeff Keighley. He's professional.
Yeah,
every time though.
Yeah,
he's a funny ass dude. Sometimes
he's you can see he's super intelligent too. Like the stuff he actually talks about. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And
All
I'm just
right.
glad that the platform exists for sure.
Yeah. I'm glad we have it.
We
Like
need
I
that for
said.
games.
Could be
regardless.
Mr. Caffeine from
Yeah.
Ubisoft again. It's like, sorry. It could be worse, guys. Could be way worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. What about you fellas? Anything comes to mind that you're pleased with?
I have one. You guys have heard of this podcast. It's a podcast on YouTube about games called Games Over Plastic.
Yes.
You guys know this because you've both been guests on this podcast, I think. They're made by three people who are also in the LSM community and Cog, I think also in the Armor Lords community, right? Like Sean Mason, everybody knows Sean Mason, of course.
Right.
Midnight and Hodge. Hodge is the one, is the designer who makes all the designs for LSM.
Yep.
Or most of the logos. Awesome designs. But they have a podcast on YouTube. And normally when people do podcasts on YouTube, it's always fun to watch and fun to do, especially if it's your friends. But they're doing it really professional, I think. And they have Hodge made all the designs for it. It's awesome. Like all the editing for it is amazing. And there are three very different guys. Like Hodge is mostly Xbox. Sean is mostly like JRPGs, and then Midnight is mostly Bethesda games and stuff, and RPGs, normal RPGs. Well, Western RPGs, I should say. But the reason I think they deserve a shout out is because all three of them have been going through a pretty tough time. Sean's grandmother passed recently.
Oh no!
Midnight's mother is terminally ill, which is horrible. And then Hodge is a fantastic graphic designer, but it's very tough to find a job in that department. So if anyone is looking for a graphic designer, I think Dustin just retweeted it today too.
Yes,
Hodge put out a tweet with his designs on it. He did every logo for LSM, or most of the logos. I think he did most of the logos for the live shows too, I think. But he's awesome. They're awesome to work with. Their podcast, it's YouTube and then at Games Over Plastic, so GOP, Games Over Plastic. They're awesome. All three of us have been guests there. I think they just put up a Donkey Kong Sportcast with your best buddy James Solar, who makes the awesome questions for the Sacred League. Awesome guy, fantastic guy too. And they're all just such great people. And I think it's important to uplift great people.
Absolutely. No, good call out.
So Games Over Plastic.
Shout out to those boys.
Shout out to those boys. Those are the homies, man. I love all three of them. Super cool dudes. And it's a great call out. I've been on this show. I had a lot of fun. Fun with them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see. For me, let's do something different. I'll do a shout out to Keep It Up, Xbox and PlayStation.
Both of them. Okay.
Yeah, I like this little, I'll call it. Y'all ain't slick. Y'all been sexting each other. So I'm calling y'all not slick. I see the play. You know, obviously we saw the Helldivers announcement. Arrowhead said, "Hey, no, this is PlayStation's idea, right? We want to do it." So to see PlayStation kind of shed, you know, that little aggressive competition thing that they don't want to actually help, you know, Xbox in the past that they've used to. And then obviously we see the amazing ODST collaboration. So, you know, Xbox had to have some factors say, okay, we're going to put that over there, PlayStation guys. And then obviously on the same day, Gears of War Reloaded on PS5. I just think it's too much of a coincidence. I'm at the point now, it's just like, okay, Helldivers 2 and Gears of War Reloaded on the same day. There's no way you guys are not talking to
me. That is so weird. Same day is very interesting for those games. Very interesting.
But yeah, salute to them. And at the end of the day, I think especially with multiplayer and live service games, I just think it just makes sense. If you want the game to succeed, you need these games to be on multiple platforms, specifically, you know, live service and those type of games. So yeah, salute to them. Keep it up as far as a little sexting that y'all doing.
Meanwhile, in Nintendo land, Nintendo's just giving everyone the middle finger.
They ain't got Nintendo operates its own way. They don't got to do any of that. They're efficiently run. They're doing fantastic.
All right. This is from Macabre. I want to issue a Keep It Up to specialized co-op gaming groups. I've been making an effort to clean up trophies in my backlog, which has led me to play the Raid and Ghost of Tsushima Legends, as well as Uncharted 4 Survival. Quick side note, I always meant to do that Raid. I never did it, though.
Yeah, it's so good. The Legends is so good.
Both games have very difficult multiplayer trophies that require highly skilled and experienced players to complete. Through dedicated Discord servers and Facebook groups, I've met some really friendly and cool people who gave me their time to guide me through the difficult levels and ultimately walk away with new ultra rare trophies. These people are awesome with sharing their knowledge and keeping the game alive. Not all gamers are assholes. Keep it up to people who help out online strangers.
Nice.
Awesome.
That reminds me back in the days of playing an MMO and just running into someone randomly and like,
yes,
like a few hours.
Hell yeah.
And they just help you a little bit, and like sometimes you may never see them again. Or,
yeah. Those hero stories. I love stuff. I remember stuff in that. Like, obviously, I was a big Destiny fan, and you'll just see a random person, in your world, and they'll do a funny little emote, and it like really helps you with an encounter. You didn't, you're not even talking, but just communicating just through gameplay. It's always fun with games like that. Love that stuff.
Yeah, back in when Final Fantasy XI came out on the PS2, I remember I played it, and I just started hanging out with this Japanese guy randomly. And he was like asking me how to say things in English and shit. We just hung out for like 4 hours. Then I never saw him again. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. I was like, dude, that was cool.
Hell yeah. Those are the best, man.
That's when I was like, man, video games are sick. I love shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see here. This is from Corey. Hi, Brad and crew. Let me throw out to keep it up to Amazon Prime Gaming. I have Amazon Prime, and they give out 4+ games on a weekly basis. And there's a library of games you can return or you can stream via Luna. I've been saving up for a house this year and have gotten rid of all subscriptions other than Prime. I've been playing all the games on Prime Gaming on my Steam Deck this year and have spent no extra money on games since January. Wow. That's a good strat, Corey. Seems to be working out very nicely for you, dude. Yeah, man, there's a lot of good services out there. The problem is just time management.
Yeah.
But hey, man, sounds great. If you're using Prime already, getting those Prime gaming games, you haven't spent anything on games since January, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Way to go, dude.
One of those ones I can't get rid of. Just the shipping, and then me being a sports guy, I think they got to deal with the NFL. Like, Prime is connected to everything.
I know,
Prime
dude.
The ones I just can't get rid of.
Too convenient, man.
Yeah.
It's too fucking convenient, yeah. All right, guys, we're going to take a game recommendation from the audience to us and the audience. We have enough games to play, but hey, never hurts to hear about a cool game, I guess. This is from Dio Lixon. Hey guys, I have an unconventional game recommendation. Metal Gear 2. Not Metal Gear Solid 2, by the way. Metal Gear 2. I always hear you guys talk about Metal Gear series, and this one I feel always gets forgotten because of its delayed Western release. Most of the things people credit to Metal Gear Solid actually originated in Metal Gear 2, and it's arguably aged better with its classic 16-bit style graphics. No, dude. I'm just going to say nah. Metal Gear Solid, still fucking incredible. It also sheds some light on characters like Cyborg Ninja and Big Boss, whom you come to know and love in MGS5. Cyborg Ninja? You mean Greyfox? He's not in MGS. Well, I can't remember, actually. It's been too long. If you bought the collection, you have access to this masterpiece, and it's fairly easy platinum if you're into that. Yeah, guys, Metal Gear Solid Delta is on the horizon. Lots of Metal Gear stuff. I just played through Metal Gear Solid 2 for the first time in over 20 years. So that was a hell of a trip.
Oh,
Nice.
But yeah, now's a good time to play Metal Gear. The collection, they've patched the collection a lot also, so it's much better.
Nice.
So if you want to get into Metal Gear, the collection's a way to go. Still waiting on that Volume 2, though. Please, God, announce it after Delta, though. I need 4 off PS3, for God's sakes. Please. Stranded on that thing.
Stranded. Yeah, good call out. Forgot about that.
So, yeah. Shout out to Metal Gear, though. All right. Lockmort.
Yes, sir.
Cyberpunk 2077. What's going on? Why are you revisiting this right now?
It's pretty ironic after what I just said about the roadmaps, of course.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I played Cyberpunk when it came out in 2020, and I played it on PC.
Same.
And it was okay on PC. There were a lot of bugs.
Yeah, it was okay. I loved the story of it and all that kind of stuff. There were some bugs for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I played it. I finished it on PC back in the day. Back in the day, it's 5 years ago.
That's back in the day, dude.
Already?
Is it crazy that was 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
that's
That's wild. That was 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I remember like it was yesterday. Wow.
Yeah.
So I played it. I loved it. I liked it. There were a lot of bugs, but I just pushed through it. I thought it was fine. I thought Night City was okay. So I finished it. I thought the story was okay. I thought,
Johnny
pretty fun.
Silverhand, man.
Yeah. But after The Witcher 3, a huge letdown.
Sure, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then 2023 came around. Phantom Liberty came out. I reinstalled Cyberpunk, and I not played through the main game again, but I played Phantom Liberty.
Okay.
I really liked it.
Dude, I loved
thought,
Phantom Liberty. I thought it was so good.
Yeah. So I also thought that was a great expansion, great way to expand on the universe. I thought that was a great little segment in Darktown. Really fun, right? Mm-hmm. And then a couple of weeks ago, I want to say like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I didn't know what I wanted to play. We all have those moments, right, where there's nothing that grabs you. And I really wanted to play The Witcher 3 again, because I never got the plat on PlayStation. I only got like the achievements on Steam. I figured, well, I can just replay through The Witcher 3. It's been a couple of years. I never played like the enhanced edition or whatever they put out. Yeah. So I could play through that, but then I saw Cyberpunk, and I figured, well, I haven't played Cyberpunk on console yet. I only played it on PC, so let me just install it on the Pro and see how it runs, and then after that, I'll figure out what I want to play. And I installed it, and it completely blew me away right away, basically, because in those 5 years, and again, ironic after what I just said earlier, in those 5 years, the game became the vision the developer had, of course. The first time I played Cyberpunk, I played it as a cyberdeck netrunner. So I had my sniper rifle, I stayed at a good distance, I hacked people. I made them, the suicide hacked where they just shoot themselves in the head, or their grenades go off, or you're at a vantage point and you give them cyber psychosis so they attack each other, or there's contagion or overheat, or just stuff. The sneaky archer stealth magic stuff from Skyrim, basically what everybody always does. So this time, when I started Cyberpunk again, I figured, well, okay, I'll always roll into it, so I'll just do it again. But then a friend of mine said, like, no, you got to stop yourself and do the other stuff. Because there are 3 options you can take in Cyberpunk, right? You can do the cyberdeck stuff. You can do the Sandevistan stuff, which is basically, it turns the game into Max Payne. Like, you can press the triggers and it goes into slow-mo. Yeah, bullet time, exactly. Or you can do, the Berserk stuff is the third stuff. So I went to this in the Sandevistan stuff. I went into the Max Payne mode.
That's what I did, dude.
Yeah. I have never, ever had this much fun in a game.
Whoa, ever in a video game?
Ever. The double jump compared with the mantis blades, and then the dash, and then with you max out that skill tree. I think it's a cool skill tree.
Yes.
I was jumping, flipping over enemies, freezing time, dashing around them, cutting their heads off. And then it became like this big, bad, gory ballet of death constantly. And I couldn't get enough of it. It was so special. It was so awesome. And then because of that, because the combat became so visceral to me, which it didn't do before to me, I turned off the HUD, which is what I normally do in open world games. But I didn't do that before in Cyberpunk. But I did it now. So I turned off the HUD. I had everything off. So no waypoints, no ammo, nothing, no health. Only the mini-map. So you can still see where you have to go or where you have to drive. And that changed the entire game for me. Like Night City, when I read stories about Night City and like, oh, the most vibrant city ever, or the most lived in city ever, the most immersive city ever, I was already like, no, the city is dead. Like none of these NPCs matter, nothing matters. When I played it this time, I finally realized how vertical everything is and how many ways there are to get everywhere. You don't have to go by car. You can literally scale every building, jump over every building, make your own pathways, jump from building to building. When you look up into the sky, you can, I don't want to say you can go anywhere, but every building is like its own little mini universe with like enemies on rooftops and stuff. It's so much more immersive than I gave it credit for in 2020. Maybe it already had that stuff and I just wasn't seeing it back then because I was always driving around or doing stuff, but it blew me away here. Even the radio stations this time around, I don't think they changed those. I don't think they did anything to the radio stations, but you can play the music now. You can play the music now while you're not in the car.
Oh,
so I just
cool.
So I just kept playing the same 2 radio stations over and over until the music was ingrained in my brain. And then I realized, like, oh, these aren't real songs. Like, these songs are about what's happening in the game and about the characters in the game and the locations in the game. I was like, oh shit, I got this completely wrong in 2020. Like, this game, this is as special as the developer told us back then that it was, but I just wasn't seeing it back then. So this time I was fully immersed in it. And I think the performances too, of course the performances didn't change, but last time when I played it as a corpo. So you have the 3 backstories you get, like a straight back, corpo, and nomad. This time I picked Street Kid, and again, it doesn't change anything except for the intro, but for some reason, I could identify with V way more this time around. And even Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand, maybe, I don't know what I was doing in 2020. Perhaps I wasn't listening the right way, or I just wasn't into it, but this time around, I really got to understand Johnny Silverhand and where he came from. And then when you find his old car or when you find his old things, it became really emotional for me. It became a very emotional game, which I wasn't expecting at all. There was a certain point where I just went to the Afterlife bar just to see if there was anything going on or if I missed any quests. And there are like characters you can talk to who you did quests for earlier. And all of a sudden, all the calls make sense that you get throughout the game from like other characters. When I played it in 2020, those calls would also come through, but you get like these stupid little text messages, and it all came muddled together. Right. And now I think they fixed the pacing somehow in this game. So when you get a call and they reference characters from before, you gradually get to know everyone instead of it all blending together into one big nonsensical mess. So this time around, the characters really became enticing to me, and I got to know them. And games usually don't get me emotional. I think there's a handful of games that got me emotional, like Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe certain points in Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 2. But this one got me too, and I wasn't expecting that at all. Like the ending of Cyberpunk, and especially the ending of Phantom Liberty with the choices that I made, really got to me. Really, really got to me. That's another thing. When I first played it, and I made a couple of choices in the game, it's because of what people told me, I guess, but the perception back then was like, oh, your choices don't really matter. Remember, like a Street Rat, Corpo, that doesn't really matter. But the choices you make in the game do really matter. Like there's a choice you can make at the end of the heist. I'm not going to give it away what happens in the heist, of course, but that's like the first big mission in the game. You get to make like a choice at the end. There's 3 ways it can go. And I never thought that one of the other options would pay off way at the end of the game, but it does. And it got me in a huge way. Phantom Liberty, the performances in there and the way it plays out, beautiful. And it also impacted the ending I got this time. So I think I wasn't in the right headspace in 2020, and I was now, but Cyberpunk somehow is in my top 5 games of all time now. I think it's an amazing game. I think I still like The Witcher 3 maybe a little bit more, but I would put them on the same level almost. Yeah, they could be interchanged any day, I think, at this point. And I wasn't expecting that at all with this game. Because the first time I played it, it didn't have this impact at all. The first time I played it, I would give it like a 7.5, maybe an 8. And now it was like it was perfect. It was perfect to me. The combat, I've never experienced combat like this, where you can actually jump and do the stuff that other developers tell you can do. You can actually do it in this game. The way conversations start, you just walk up to people when a conversation starts, so you can walk away, or everything is organic in this game. Everything flows together. Calls, you can hang up, they call back. It's not like go to this person, press this button, and then you get this response. No, everything is organic. Everything flows. Well, you know this. Bethesda can learn so much from this game. Yes. It's insane how well they pull this first person perspective off, because you never really see V unless in the mirror or if he's on a bike. I always use my Jackie's bike, so it's such a wonderful game. So if somebody is listening to this and you, like me, you only played Cyberpunk at launch and then dabbled into the 2023 update in Phantom Liberty, go back to it and play it one more time. Because the new skills are also awesome. Everything is so much better. And again, I know it goes against what I said earlier because it is stupid, I know. But it's a completely different game now. And if this is the game that they had put out in 2020, this would be in a lot of games of all time, of all times lists, I think. And it isn't now, I think.
Let me read this real quick. Cog secretly loves his Crocs, wrote in. Hello, gentlemen. I hope everyone is doing well. I played Cyberpunk the first week it came out. I'm an old fart, so the bugs didn't bother me at all upon launch. Is it worth another playthrough? Thanks. I'm so rich, I never bothered to bill Colin for my amazing work kind of day. So you talking about this? It is worth revisit to you. Right?
Yeah, it's so tough to. I don't know if it's because I'm in this mental state now and I wasn't back then, or if something changed in me. But I think this game is immaculate. The performances in this game, like, I know it's Keanu Reeves, but the way Johnny, once you get to know Johnny, that's the thing. That's one of the things they did change. I think when I played it before, certain sequences didn't really make sense if you did this mission before this mission, but now they change it so he actually comments on what you're doing while you're doing it. So you get to form an actual bond with the person living in your head instead of him just being there and randomly quoting weird shit. So yeah, I think, but again, it goes back to what we talked about earlier. I wish they would have waited 3 years or 4 years or whatever. I'd put it out now, and then it would blow people away still, because it still looks amazing too. The way the city looks, it didn't even get a PS5 Pro patch. Like it's just on base PS5, it looks the same, I guess. But it looks amazing. If you have an OLED TV, holy shit, the blacks here are so beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah, it blows me. Everything about this game like completely blew me away. But I don't think anything for me can top it this year, next year, whatever. This is this was perfect to me almost. Yeah.
Jordan Peterson's 10-minute rendition of the Joker baby monologue wrote in. Said he orders the open world not add much to Cyberpunk 2077. Is this just the case of me getting the plat, spoiling my opinion of the game? Pretty sure a solid 70% of my playtime was just doing miscellaneous crap across the map, unrelated to the story. Don't get me wrong, I loved everything else about the game. Story, lore, characters, gameplay, but for me, I would have loved it even more if it was a more linear experience. Maybe I'm just an open world hater. Who knows?
No, I completely understand what he's saying, because that was the exact same feeling I had the first time I played it. But if you read the actual, after most missions, you loot like the little decks and you can read what the people are saying. Most of those side quests actually connect to each other. Like if you get for instance, from your handler, you get like a quest at the beginning in Dawson, even like one of the missions you get there is to take out a guy in a brothel. But that connects all the way to missions at the end. But if you don't read the little text, then maybe it doesn't connect. But once you see how it all connects and how the world works, like there's this. I'm definitely making. I know I always say it, but I'm definitely making a video about this game because there was this NPC. I did a little test. I wanted to follow an NPC, right? So there was this random NPC that I saw getting into a fight with someone, and I figured, okay, I'm just gonna follow him and see what he does. And they were fighting. He was fighting with his girlfriend or something about some stupid shit. So I followed him all the way over the map, and he went to this sex shop and wanted to buy like a big dildo or something, and then I ran into him, and then he got scared and was like, "What are you doing? Are you following me?" It's so cool that it does that.
Wow.
And you have like NPCs of different sizes and stuff, and they actually run away now, which they didn't do before. So if you shoot in the air, they scatter, and the cops show up.
Yeah.
The city is so alive. At the end of the game, I spent like, I want to say 80 hours again in the past 4 weeks. At the end of the game, I really knew the city. I knew this district was here, and I knew this bridge was here, and I did this. I could jump over that, and you actually get to know the city, and that's so special in games. Games don't really do that anymore for me, or open world games, I should say. And they used to do that. Like I remember GTA 4, I had the same feeling there. Like I knew that city in GTA 4, or GTA 5 even. But I got that same feeling here now.
Yeah, I think actually the open world is pretty important to Cyberpunk. If immersing you kind of in Night City, I'm not like, I think they could have made it work in a more linear fashion perhaps, but I think it's so important just walking those streets and being able to like go through any corner and really getting a feel. And it's really selling you this feeling of being in a massive city. And I think that's super important, especially in a game where you have so much freedom. So I think it works really well here, actually.
If you walk into financial districts, you'll notice at some point I noticed like a body on the floor. I heard somebody yelling, and I reloaded my safe, and there's a guy jumping off the building. Yeah, because he's like I don't know, financial district. I guess he lost all his money or something. But it's filled with like little moments like that. Like you just don't notice. Like I didn't notice them before, but this time I did, and it changed everything for me.
That's awesome.
But I really want to hear from other people who replay it now, because maybe I'm just overreacting to it because it hit me emotionally. I don't know.
I agree with you, Lockmort. Yeah, I think it's a really special game, especially now, because it's been cleaned up quite a bit. And the expansion, I think,
Phantom Liberty.
Phantom Liberty was very good. Very good.
That's also where you see. I don't want to take anything away from voice actors, of course, but Keanu and Idris Elba. Whoa, my God, dude! Like those performances, incredible. Yeah, but you compare them to the rest. Yeah. Like that's like incredible. It's amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love the performances by both of them. It's sick. It's sick. And I like what you said, because sometimes it's a combination of things. It's I don't think you're being hyperbolic. I think it's obviously they've made tremendous improvements since then. We know that, right? But then also sometimes a game needs to hit you at the right time also. Yeah. And then when it's the perfect end, then you're like, okay, now I see what the whole vision was. And this realized version is special. And it's one of those games I always still go back to, because I always give them credit for really pushing cross progression with their games. And I love the fact I can go from my ROG Ally to my Series S to my PlayStation and on my data just continually. That's why I was able to get it done, because they really push it. I want more games to do that. Like Baldur's Gate is a favorite of mine because of that. I love that account level cross progression with games that big, because that's going to keep me in this world and immersed in this world. And like I said, it's and then Nintendo Switch too. I bought Cyberpunk just for that. I was like, well, okay, cool. I'm on my Switch, I can still play it. And it was a great port. I was like, yo, this is really impressive for Switch 2 to pull this off. So yeah, man, Cyberpunk was and I think it did well on Switch. I think it was one of the, I was like, so I was happy to see them kind of come full circle, you know what I'm saying, and launch with them and do well as for a game that, let's be honest, Nintendo players, I would assume, Brad, kind of like usually just pick up the first party stuff.
Sure,
and that's it. And for
like, I'm going to play Cyberpunk on not a Switch 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not playing that shit on Switch 2.
Fair enough, but you know me, Brad. I'm the tech guy. I gotta see.
No. I think I don't really play handheld, so it doesn't make sense for me. But if I played handheld more, it makes total sense.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next. Like CD Projekt Red is like on another level.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, of course, but I can't wait to see what they do in the game.
You mean like Cyberpunk? Or in-game in general? Like
in-game in The Witcher 4, how they're going to use these mechanics. Like, because if you use it, we've never seen this work in a third-person mode before. I want to see how they, in The Witcher 3, you still press a button when you talk to people. But I want to see what happens if you don't have to press that button anymore. It changes everything, or at least it did for me. It changed everything.
Yeah.
They're magicians. I don't know how they did it, but yeah. But even in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which was another fantastic game this year, you walk up to someone, you press a button, a little cutscene plays, you press the answer. But here, it's like you're having it's not like you're having an actual conversation, but you can walk away, you can do stuff. It's just
a little more seamless. Goes a long way.
Yeah.
Alrighty, final game for this episode, Battlefield 6 Beta. Cog, you've been playing this. I actually have not played any of this. I installed it, and it's like, you need to adjust something on your computer. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I was like, I'm not doing this right now. So I was like, I'll just wait for what? Maybe it was like anti-cheat kind of thing, messing with something on Windows. I'm not exactly sure what it was. But I saw people had issues with this, so I was like, I'm just going to wait for the game to come out.
Maddie's editor, his complete PC blew up that way.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It changes something in your BIOS. It does something with your BIOS. Yeah, it's something with like
the BIOS. And I was like, I'm not fucking with that right now. Yeah.
Thank God I ain't playing on PC.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Maddie, you're right. Like Maddie did mention this when I was editing. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
when I heard that, I was like, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, obviously playing on console, so didn't experience that. But look, Battlefield, I have this weird history. I used to be a hardcore kind, Call of Duty sweaty prestige guy coming up because I first used to play Halo, portrayed Halo for Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, and Vince Appella's thing, and then. I remember when I was in that mode, a friend of mine would always tell me about Battlefield. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play that. Yeah, COD is the thing. And he finally kept nudging. He's like, I'm telling you, you're going to love it. This is real war. I'm telling you. And I'm like, okay. And then I finally gave it a shot. And I was blown away. And that's when I really feel like the real scale of war. You got the vehicles, you got squads. And I really fell in love with Conquest and then the destructibility. So, they've had hard times since those days. Remember Battlefield 4, which I didn't mind Battlefield 4 as a game, but the launch sucked.
I remember that, yeah.
Oh, it was brutal. You couldn't even get into a match. It was just all type of nonsense. And then obviously, 2048 that came out. A mess. They really went away from core sensibilities, and I pretty much thought it was done. With this series, and the thing that was cool for me is I'm a huge Respawn and I'm a huge Vince Zampella fan. So when I heard that EA kind of like entrusted him now to revive Battlefield, okay, I said, let me see. This piques my interest. Let me see how Vince constructs. So obviously they've made multiple teams now. They have a structure. So I'm like, all right, it's made a time. And I remember seeing the trailer. And I gonna lie to you, Brad. I was like, it looked too good. I was like, it looks too good to be true. That looks amazing. Like just the level of fidelity, the structure, and everything that was going on. So obviously now the beta comes out. Man, wow, they are back. They are back in full force. So first of all, the game runs extremely well. I even played it on a Series S just to test it to see, the performance modes and stuff like that. So the thing that you're gonna notice right off the bat, the game scale is amazing. And what they went back to also the core essence of Battlefield, which is the class system. You have your assault guy, your support guy, your engineering guy, and I believe the recon. And now they're really defined. The cool thing about the support guy, like you can drag people off the battlefield, pull to the side and try to heal them. Also, you could stop that animation, defend yourself. I thought that was dope. I've always historically played the engineer because even though I'm not good in vehicles, I like helping the people on my team who are. So I got my repair kit. I'm fixing the vehicles up. Okay, get out there. I'm using them as like a little blocker. I let them go ahead and let them do the destruction kind of thing. And then I also have these little kind of like these little beacon things where it's kind of like lets me know, not let me know where they are, but kind of do destructive things to other enemy vehicles or tanks that'll try to capture the points. I thought the gunplay is tight. Really tight. The sound is amazing. And I feel it satiates the hardcore war guy that wants a pure experience. You don't want, skins and Nicki Minaj and, in your game. Like I could tell like this is for the purist, the guy that really wants that full scale war. So Conquest is great. I think my only negative right now is that one thing they did that I like is like, okay, before Battlefield would if you play a class, you're locked into specific weapon archetypes per class. Now they kind of have an open class system so people can pick any weapon despite, what you want.
Oh, okay.
So there's one part of it that I like the freedom of it, but there's another part that I'm like, well, it kind of takes away from the identity a little bit from each. There's a part of me that does miss the identity. One thing I do like is now, before they used to have like, they used to call it Levolution, where, a certain event would happen, you blow up a building, and then, it'll happen one time, and then it'll have this post effect. Now, like, almost everything is destructible. It's not random, but you could be in a second or three floor structure, and it could get taken out, and you guys will die. You'll see the kill feed go up, and it's crazy. So that adds a layer to it. I would say nitpick for me, I like it, but some hardcore guys don't like it, the spotting feature. So if you see someone in the distance, you'll put that spot. It's almost like an orange triangle that you put over the head and you let your teammates know, hey, there's someone there. Yeah. I like it. I think it's a cool feature. But
I think that was in past games.
Yeah, like the hardcore. It's too easy now when they're doing this. So, there's still some push-pull, and I like that they're taking the feedback. I think they said that they're going to, with the scout. See, what I like is there's synergy between classes because, like I said, the engineer, he has the tool stuff. The support guy, I believe, could put up a barricade stuff. The engineer guy can repair that barricade stuff if he's there. Okay. The scout, also the engineer has like the RPG to shoot, try to shoot down vehicles. If I have a scout on my team, he can laser target for me. And so there's synergy in conjunction. The only person I feel right now, the assault, besides the fact he can have 2 weapons, and I think this stim pack thing, I don't feel he has, his gadgets doesn't, I don't know. I feel like he needs something else.
Does he drop ammo? He used to in the scout or the assault used to in past
support
games.
Guy, I believe, is the
maybe a support
and healer. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I feel like the assault needs one other thing to separate themselves. Besides the fact, okay, yeah, we're the running gunner. I can carry 2 weapons, but I feel like his gadgets are not that great. But again, that's just me nitpicking. But I thought it was phenomenal. I thought the maps were cool. They got a new mode called Rush. It was okay. I'm still going to love Conquest. I feel that's classic Battlefield. That to me is Battlefield. So early impressions are good. I think they got something strong. There's going to be no GTA in the way this year. Call of Duty has to be careful. I'm not going to sit there and say they're going to dethrone it off the top because obviously they have to build it. They have to launch a good product. But all indicators are trending well. And I thought this is a strong performance for Battlefield in this beta. So, this could be it, man. We'll give it a shot. But so far, so good.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I loved Battlefield games. So, I'm going to wait till it's out and see how it runs.
Smart man. We've seen this song and dance before.
Good call. I'm just going to wait a little bit. All right, let's see. Ding Dong wrote in, "Hey Cog, from your time with Battlefield 6 beta, does it finally strike the balance between scale and focus? In past entries, the massive maps and spectacles often came at the cost of meaningful squad coordination and player impact. Does this one feel tighter and more rewarding moment to moment, or is it still leaning too much on spectacle over substance? Also, how do you feel about DICE's approach to progression in live service this time? Are they learning from the mistakes of 2042? Love all that you do, and Cog, here's hoping Battlefield's future is a little clearer than Xbox's as a hardware brand." Damn, dude. You cannot escape the Xbox
slander.
Yeah, this is crazy.
You gotta love it. Shout out to Ding Dong. I think they do strike the balance between scale and focus. I think that Battlefield at its core to me has always been an objective-based game, and that's why I love it so much. Do the objective. Now, granted, you support guys running around, not picking up your teammates off the ground, guys asking for heals right next to your feet, and you're not. There's guys that's not doing objective. They're just trying to get their KD up.
Yeah, of course.
They're playing Call of Duty, not playing Battlefield. So you always they gotta fix that with, getting people in the mindset. But overall, the game is structured the correct way. One thing that I like as far as squad coordination and play impact, the reason why I love Battlefield more than Call of Duty is this. When you play with a group of friends in a Call of Duty games, let's be honest, it's kind of lone wolfy in my opinion. Everyone kind of goes off and does their own thing. This is really work together. Hey, let's get together in the vehicle. Let's do this. But the key factor that I think is the dope feature that Battlefield doesn't get enough credit for is all 3 of us are playing. And it's like, okay, Locke, you're there, Brad. As soon as I die, I could respawn on you. Yes. So it keeps me together. We're always together. Provided you're not in combat. It'll be like, hey, he's in combat, can't join on, Brad right now, or he's doing this, he can't. But outside of those few seconds, I think it just promotes team play. And then the scale, because, we make squads of mini squads of 4 in each team. And then you get up to 64 players. I just think it's the ultimate, companion partnership kind of game, and you really have that thing. And then again, full scale war. So I think that, and the gunplay is good. That's the thing that surprised me. Call of Duty, I always give them credit for their gunplay for the most part, but I think the time to kill is just right in Battlefield right now. And I just love the different ways you can approach scenarios. You can do and also the best use of the smoke grenades are super important now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, to traverse, to get from point to, because if you're just walking from point A to point B, you're going to be a sitting duck, especially with some of these scouts. And, these guys are really good at camping and setting up traps. But if you use that smoke, it's a game changer. You can literally create your own little terrain and cover moment to moment. And I think that was cool. And yeah, so far so good. As far as the roadmap, I can't comment on it. I didn't really look too much on how they're going to handle the roadmap, as well as the customizations and stuff like that. I mean, as far as the stuff from a live service perspective to keep people engaged, I'm going to be curious how they handle that. As much as I don't like Call of Duty's super transaction, that stuff does work for them, and I'm curious, when you go the realistic route, how do you keep people engaged with a progression, to level up? And on one nitback, I have to give them a little negative feedback is, all right, as soon as you end the match, the game said you unlock this, you did that. When you go to your screen for your character or your guns and your weapons and your attachments, I always like games that have that little kind of that ping indicator. Hey, go here. This is where the unlock is. Like sometimes I'm like, wait, what the hell did I unlock? Where is it? And I'm going through each, kind of thing on the handle, the barrel. Like, where is it? Kind of thing. So they got to work on that. And I'm assuming they're going to take that feedback, in the beta. But yeah, so far so good.
Okay. Very nice.
Awesome.
Locke, are you going to play Battlefield?
Yeah, if you are. Like,
yeah, I'll play.
I'm only going to play with you. So.
As long as it launches fun.
I'm so sick of Call of Duty, so gladly. Like,
me too.
Last year, the past couple of years, we always played Call of Duty with like Dustin and Ben and Brad and Justin and a couple of other people. And it's fun to play with your friends, but I'm really starting to hate Call of Duty. Like, it's so boring to me. It's always the same. You just, like you said, Cog, you just run into a room. Okay, boom, you're dead. Okay, I'll wait around the corner this time. I wait for the guy to come. Boom, dead. Okay, now I'm dead again. It's so, there's just no, and I used to love Call of Duty back in the day, but always loved Battlefield more. So I'm very excited.
Mm-hmm.
The last Battlefield I played was Battlefield 1 in 2016.
Wow.
2016. I love that one. So I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love it. To your point, what I like is just so many things you could do to help your team that you don't have to be this all.
Yeah, you don't have to be a crack shot or anything like that.
And you could change the course of a map by controlling the map. Like, again, I'm an engineer. I'm like, all right, where are my vehicle guys? Okay, I'm going to take care of it. And we're going to dominate this section of positioning and stuff. It's like a chess game to me. So that's where the strategy of it, if you play it the way it's intended to be, is just a more fun game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
All right, guys, let's get to some listener questions here to end this show. If you want to write into this show, I post a thread every Saturday on our Patreon calling for your submissions. We do this for all of our shows, by the way. So if you want to write into any show, they redo them on their respective days. So keep an eye out there. All right, this is from Sean Mason. Hey, Summoners, as a teacher, shout out Sean. Talked about you earlier. As a teacher, I'm part of a few education-focused groups. And in one of the recent updates, I came across something really interesting. A high school in Indiana is staging a play this fall based on split fiction. Reading that got me thinking, what other video games would make for a fun high school stage adaptation? The first came to mind for me was Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy VII. It would be fascinating to see how a drama department with a tight budget could bring those worlds to life on stage. So now I'm curious, what video game would you love to see adapted into a high school production? Keep in mind the limited budget and cringe acting. Best, Sean M.
Wow.
All right, you want to see high school kids? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perform a play based on a video game. What do you want to see?
Whew, that's tough, man. These budgets are so big for these games. It's like to try to get it adapted. Oh, man. I'm going to pick a little weird, obscure game that I like, and I think it could be pulled off. There's a game called As Dusk Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically, the graphics kind of look like GTA loading screens. They don't really have any animations and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking for the high school. I'm trying to save them. But it's cool. It's like, a game with a lot of decision making and choices. And then at the end of each chapter or whatever, you can see, based on what decision or path you make and stuff like that. So I thought that was cool. And, get a couple kids together, just try to stimulate, these kind of things. That's the only thing I can think of off top. Those kind of like Telltale style, games in a way.
Yeah. Lockport, what about you? Anything you could think of?
I think it's a fantastic question, but the only game I can think of is like but it's never gonna work. It's like Baldur's Gate 3.
No,
Because it
I
has
think
so
that's
many,
the fun because it's never gonna work. I
Yeah.
have one in mind that will never work, but it'd be funny as hell to see high school kids
Oh,
try
okay.
to pull it off.
Go ahead. Which one is it?
Oh, I'm picking Gears of War. I want to see how these kids will do Gears of War on a high
That's
school
great.
play, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just see how these kids yelling. How they would handle it would be so funny to me. Chainsawing someone, oh man, it'd be so good.
Hilarious.
That's awesome.
It's too funny.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 is a really funny one too,
Yeah.
with all the characters and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
That'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is from Cog Psycho 100. Howdy, summoners, Brad. This is tangibly related to Hell Is Us, but do you ever get Souls fatigue? I've heard Gene mention this, and with so many great Souls-likes this year, I realized I haven't really felt this yet. In fact, the most appealing part is starting a new game with a blank character and exploring / becoming powerful. Would love to hear your thoughts because they are definitely repetitive. Apologies if this has been discussed before. So like you, Cog, there's things that I like about Souls-likes in the sense of starting off super scrub, super shitty, getting powerful, unlocking new abilities. It's like many games, like many RPGs, that kind of aspect of just the power growing, and that always feels good. Souls-likes, sometimes I get tired of them. Sometimes I just like, they don't, what should I say? They don't entice me enough. I'm not tired of the genre, I would say, but just not all of them hit for me. You know, I'll play some for a few hours. I'm like, it's okay. It just doesn't do enough for me. It's not me being sick of the genre. It's just not all of them are up to the level that I would like, kind of thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really get sick of genres because I'm not like, if I don't feel like playing it, I just won't fucking play it.
Right.
You know, it's like me with the Yakuza. I have huge Yakuza burnout.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm like, they're going to keep making them. That's totally fine. Like, I'm just not going to play them for a little bit until I feel like really playing one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where I'm at. I don't know. Is there any genres for you guys that you can kind of relate to this way?
Souls games.
For you?
I am kind of sick of them. I can't help it. Like,
well, you don't really play that many, do you?
No, I stopped. I played Elden Ring. That was the top, and I know people. The game everybody loves. Maddie tells me to play it every single day.
Lies of P.
Yeah. I played it for like half an hour. I'm like, I already did this. I'm not gonna do it again.
I don't think that's for you. Oh, I mean, it's like, I guess it just depends on the person, because it's like you just love CRPGs or something like that.
Well, no, I love Dark Souls 1 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you just like From Software Souls likes, because they're like the best.
Yeah, it's not a Souls like. This is wrong of me to say this. People are gonna get very angry, but Jedi Fallen Order has like Souls like.
It does has elements
stuff in it
for sure.
I love that one. I love Jedi Survivor, but that's because the setting is so completely different.
The setting is different.
It is.
I'm so sick of the drab like fantasies. There's another one I really liked. What is it called again? It's set in the future. There's two games. The Surge. Those are the two. I really like those two because the setting was so different.
So it's the setting for you that
it's
helps.
a setting for him. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I was going to ask you this, Brad. Did you play? I was curious. Did you play Wu-Chang? Did that?
Yeah, I did play some Wu-Chang. I thought Wu-Chang was okay.
It was okay. Okay, like, I was curious how you felt about it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Like, it wasn't good enough where I was like, I need to keep playing this kind of thing. But I was like, oh, this is solid. This is good. I could see people having a lot of fun with this. I think it's
got it.
I think like my feeling was, I'm like, yeah, it's worth a playthrough. I'm not going to do it right now, but I could see being worth a playthrough in the future.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, obviously, y'all know my history, so I'm going to beat a dead drum with that. But I will say the genre that I do have fatigue is open world. I am.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, man, you know, I it's like you said, Locke. I have to love that setting.
Yeah.
Like Cyberpunk, I like the setting, right? So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to be in. But it's just certain ones I'm just like, man, I don't know if I got it in me all the time to do, you know, all this huge, you know, searching and trying to be just immersed because of the hours of gameplay kind of thing. Sometimes I do like you said, in Mafia, like a tight 10 to 15 hour linear experience and getting at, as long as the narrative is good, stuff like. But like the one that broke the trend for me was KCD2. I was like, okay, I want to be here. This is unique. We don't do this. It's you know, this hardcore realistic sim. You know, I was in there making potions for hours and enjoying myself. And I was like, so that's what I knew I love this. You know what I'm saying? I love this setting. So it's got to be the aesthetic, the setting to make me want to stay in your open world.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
go
ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I hear a lot of people complain about open world kind of stuff like this and fatigue. My recommendation would be to you is not have to worry about doing everything in these games. I feel like if people are in these kind of worlds, they feel obligated to kind of just see everything it has to offer. And you don't need to do that. You should just do what you feel like doing. It's just, think of it as just like bonus if you want to go see and go do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a good call out. It's a good call out. Sometimes it's tough for me because I'm guilty.
I get it, dude. I get it.
My OCD is like, but that quest.
I know. I think a lot of people just have problems managing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm tough. I'm terrible with that. KCD got me. I'm like, I'm helping everybody. Like, there's no way I gotta find out. I gotta see.
But at KCD they do it the right way because it leads into other quests. Yes. And while most open world games, you just repeat the same actions over and over again.
Hell yeah.
That's why we're about to experience something really cool, I think, because we had Shadows early in the year, which I didn't care for, but we're also about to get Yote, and they're basically kind of the same game with kind of the same story too. So it's gonna be very interesting to see which one comes out on top. I'm so interested in Yote. I'm so curious to see how they do it differently.
Pretty close, So we won't have to wait too much longer. Yeah. Hopefully it's great. I like the first one a lot, so hope I enjoy the second one. Yeah. All right, this is from Don't Ever Say Another Man's Jutsu is Enormous.
Someone's quoting real things. That's hilarious.
With at least 1.2 million sales on Xbox and 2 million in a month on million of sales on PlayStation 5, it's clear that Forza Horizon 5 is a hit. I feel as though the release has unlocked a dormant need in the PlayStation audience, a need for a more arcade-like racer to complement the traditional sim racer style. The Xbox audience has both Motorsport and Horizon to balance each other out. Well, PlayStation has both now, too.
Yeah, they have both.
I think it's time for Sony to bring back MotorStorm. The last release had such a cool mix of tracks and off-road vehicles and bikes. It had beautiful environments, cool dirt, mud physics, and destructible environments and environmental hazards. It also has an untimely misfortune of releasing the same time Japan was ravaged by earthquakes, effectively killing its release. I think Sony should see the sales of Forza Horizon as a sign to revitalize a series of its own. Clearly, its audience wants more games that aren't as gearhead heavy as GT. Keep up the great work, Brad. You're vital and valuable to LSM as Insomniac and Obsidian have a cog calling Jiraiya a snitch and calling Jiraiya a snitch is my 9/11 kind of date, bro. You calling Jiraiya a snitch?
Yeah, he's a snitch, bro. He's a snitch,
dude. Don't you dare disrespect Jiraiya like that.
He fought the dude. What's the dude with that with the Cherry Blossoms gang? Right? Pain. Right. So. He would try to find out the identity so bad when he pulled one of the clothes down. I thought it was the funniest thing. He had to know and then tell the group with this cryptic. Listen, I'll be having fun watching these. I'll make my own storyline with this one.
Man, that's funny, dude. All right. So what do you think? Do you think Sony needs to bring back MotorStorm? I think the team that made MotorStorm is gone, first of all, so they'd have to do a new team kind of thing like that. But I kind of think they don't have to. They can just kind of fill the void with Forza Horizon. If they did one, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think,
you nailed it with the fact that obviously the team is not there. So, and then like now, the reason why I think Horizon is special is because of the fact that it's like this festival / open world live service thing, jump in, jump out. You even, let's be honest, even Mario Kart World took a bit of the formula, right? And as opposed to just, hey, I think the traditional of, hey, let's just race to the next race is kind of done. You have to, don't say live service, but you see how like you travel as a group, you do all these events, you got all this thing in this world that makes it that. And I think you would have to do a dramatic change to the series in order for it to have the success like a Horizon would have. So I don't know, man. The one I want of my Sony franchise, I want Wipeout in some form. I'm a Wipeout guy. But again, how do you bring it back, modernize it, have enough live service stuff that's just more than just race to race to race to race, kind of thing. And that's where the challenge is. So, yeah, I'm all about that. People bringing back a little bit less, more arcadey kind of things as opposed to super hardcore gearhead, Gran Turismo, motorsport kind of thing. I think there is an audience, but it's a careful balance that in order for it to be successful, that I just don't know what the formula would be for them to do that. So,
yeah, I mean, Forza Horizon is much more arcadey, and I do like that a lot. I liked arcade racers more back in the day. Like, I used to play racing games more. I don't really so much, but I do respect and I do admire Gran Turismo 7. I played a little bit of, and it was fucking awesome. But if they did a Gran Turismo Horizon or something like that, kind of like their own spin on it, I think that could be really cool. I don't know if Polyphony can do that also while doing Gran Turismo proper. I don't know how much balance I would call or take, or how much, or if Sony would allow another team to do it, or if Polyphony would be like, no one else can do Gran Turismo except us, kind of thing like that. So I don't really know.
Yeah, because Turn had the luxury of having Playground to be able to do, the Horizon series while utilizing the tech. So yeah, I agree. I think it would have to be another studio. The lift involved with the GT series and Motorsport, it's a lot with these car games, man. And then the licensing, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But for what I remember, MotorStorm was it wasn't an open world game. You weren't doing Horizon stuff like that, which is cool. But I don't know if they brought back MotorStorm and it was a more Horizon focused kind of thing, exploring these world, doing quests and stuff like that. That could be awesome. I don't know how big it would be. I don't know if MotorStorm has the kind of cachet to its name that some people might think it does. I mean, in the PS3 era, of course, people liked it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's big enough to do it. I think it might be better to just do something brand new if they do go that route, or try to get Gran Turismo branding. Gran Turismo branding would obviously be the biggest hit probably, but
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Locke, what do you think? Do you think Sony should try to get an arcade racing game going on their own?
It's very hard for me to have an opinion on this because I've never played any racing game. The only one I've ever, Wipeout, I used to play back in the day, Cox. So it's funny that you brought that up. I love that. And then, but I was a PC gamer, so Carmageddon for me, but that doesn't really count.
Oh,
That's
Carmageddon.
More about other stuff. I played Forza, the one in Mexico that was on the Series X, and I really liked it. But my big issue with that game was the lady wouldn't shut the hell up. Hey, buddy, good job, buddy. You did it again, buddy. Fuck off.
I get it. They repeat the game over and over.
Yeah.
Hey, ninja. Hey, ninja. I wasn't getting sick of it. I thought good call out.
But other than that, I thought that was amazing. I really loved the open world. I loved seeing the ghosts of my friends driving around. So that was cool. But other than that, that's one of the sports games like Madden, which is very American, I guess. Or we have FIFA. I know a lot of my friends are really into FIFA, but that I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So yes, my answer is yes.
Yes, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, more arcade racers sound fun to me, so I'm down with it. But
the more people are happy,
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Sony is doing right now anyway, so they got bigger fish to fry right now, I feel like. All right, Mr. Saucy Alfredo wrote in, "Heyo, Summoner Soldiers. The Battlefield 6 beta got me in the mood again and has me missing when I was in high school / college and rolled with a small clan that would often play Call of Duty 4 together. Just fun and chill times on custom PC lobbies. Now I've been looking into finding another small online group again to be part of, and was curious if you guys have ever been a part of a clan or small group in your gaming past. Would love to hear your stories if you have any. Much love to you all." All right. Small clan, guild, whatever. Were you ever a part of one and invested in it for a bit? Cog is shaking his head. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that's my whole history. Yeah, man. I mean, with clans and obviously Destiny would probably be the longest and biggest. That's kind of like, I guess, the equivalent of like how PC guys have the word WoW and stuff like that. Like Destiny as a console thing, that was like, man, we every day, it was like a college course. Okay, we got Tuesdays reset. We got to do all the new missions. We got to do that. Then, it's raid, then the dungeon, and okay, who we going to level people up. And yeah, it's cool. It's all about hanging, let's be honest, hanging with the guys, catching up. You're doing more catching up and fun and stuff like that. And then on the PvP side, Call of Duty and stuff like that, obviously Battlefield, those get Halo, those games are just so much fun when you got a big group. And I always love those games where competitively you could get a big group together and everyone can play together. Like I've always been, I guess that's why I kind of gravitate towards Xbox, because I always felt like I remember when I did the Halo LAN party for the first time, I was like, mind blown. This is the future of gaming.
My God. PlayStation on that front for sure.
Yeah, 4 TVs. I learned about a Linksys router. I'm like, oh my God, you can do this in video games? Like what? Or just like Xbox Live for the first time. And like, shout out to you, Locke, in terms of like hearing another voice from another country playing a video game together. And it's like, oh, brother, we're playing Ghost Recon. This is so cool. I think it was MotoGP was another game. And you get the gamer tag and you're friends with this person. You've never met this person, but they're from another country. They're your friend and you log in every day to play. Those stories are gold. Like that's what gaming is about to me, that connection. And I was just like, this is the future. This is where it's supposed to be. So I absolutely love that kind of stuff. And those are the type of things that those people, I would bring them in my clan. And, the fun is when it's like, hey man, is it cool if my friend could join? You always get that guy that wants to bring someone, but you got to ask permission. Like the best stories ever, man. Some of my lifelong friends, Addict literally was because of a clan. I met him through a friend. I was like, who's this loud, obnoxious kid in the party chat all the time? And I was just like, he's very opinionated. You know what I'm saying? I formed the kinship with him. And the bet was, he was a big Assassin's Creed fan. And I was like, okay, but if you join my clan in Destiny, I'm going to get you to like Destiny. I think you've been slandering Destiny. And then we both ended up loving each other's games and then became fans. And that's how Law Podcast gets created. I get into podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Context for you there. That's very nice.
It's awesome.
It's funny. You're talking about playing with people in another country. And it's something I still try to appreciate and think about because it's so normal nowadays. But it's like, it's fucking crazy that you can just play with someone. Like I can just play... Like me and Locke would play Overwatch 2 all the time. Just like, and the latency is like pretty damn good for like us playing on other sides of the world. It's like fucking crazy. You can do that stuff now because we're old and we remember when like no internet gaming. So
hell yeah,
it's just nuts. Locke, what about you though? Any like clans, guilds?
Before I met people in LSM, all my online friends I met in Left 4 Dead 1. We met in 2008. I met like 10 people and we always played together. Well, we can only play with 4, but I always played with the same people for years and years and years. And then we talked every day on TeamSpeak and Skype and then Discord, of course, later on. TeamSpeak. Back in the day. But those 4, we always played together for years. I was just talking about with one of them the other day. That it's been so long since we played now, but we played every day for years of the time. First Left 4 Dead 1, then Left 4 Dead 2.
So good.
And it's so funny to see how every one of our lives, because everyone got older, of course, but nobody had any kids. Nobody did anything important. We're all still like the same 4 losers we were always, but that love Left 4 Dead and nothing else. But it's so cool. Like you said, it's so cool to meet people from different countries and like understand those people and like they become your real friends. I think that's such a cool thing. And then of course, apart from Left 4 Dead 1, you guys both know this probably. WoW, the clans in early WoW were amazing. And psychotic, but that was the fun part.
I was a guild in vanilla WoW for a little bit.
Ooh.
I did Molten Core and I did, I think, one Blackwing Lair run, which was like the raid after that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was cool because, it was like 40 people all being there and it's fucking sick having everyone lined up. But I was like, man, this is way too fucking sweaty for me, dude. Like, people were so serious all the time, dude. And I was like, bro, this is not fucking.
Bro,
like,
what's your DPS, bro?
We're not in the Pentagon right now, fucking
More dots.
dealing with real lives. Yeah, it was like a little too unfun for me, a little too sweaty. But my friends and I, like my real life friends, we made a guild when we played on Horde, and we just fucking killed we were just griefing everyone in WoW, dude. Like, just camping, dude.
That's awesome.
Camping people, like we were just like fucking shitheads, dude. Like anywhere we could figure out to kill someone or get
Toxic,
someone, we were toxic as fuck. Well, like not like verbally toxic, but our actions in game were toxic as fuck, and it was so funny, dude. Like we would mind control someone and just drown them in the water, and all of us would just be pointing and laughing at them while they're drowning, and it's just like really good shit like that. Just really dumb, clever ways we could think of to kill people in the game was so fun to us.
Oh, it's hilarious.
But I just it's like when you have those online people, like we had like one guy that we didn't know in real life in our guild, because he was like friends with another friend of ours who we knew in real life from another guild. His name was Naraku. I'll never forget. And this kid, dude, just talked about having like fresh laces all the time. And I was just like, dude, what? We were just like laughing at this kid, man. Just like getting new fresh laces for his shoes and all that stuff. I'm like, holy shit, this rules. But yeah, really fun times like that. But like people get way too fucking sweaty for me. That's why I don't do that kind of shit. 100%. It's like I'm just there to have goof off, and I'm like, I want to complete the thing, but I'm not gonna freak out. We're just having fun.
The worst is to add on. The worst is when they got those super serious guys who legit cause beef with others. Yeah, and then people like, bro, I can't. I'm leaving the clan because of this person, or if that person joins, I'm out.
It's just too fucking drama, dude. It's like,
I'm like, I got drama in real life. I don't need to be coming on here and hear about people fight. That's what I started to pull back. But people legit beefing with each other. I'm like, this is a video game, bro. Stop.
Just fucking relax, guys. Just have fun.
Yes.
All right. Final writing here from You Make My Snake Solid. Wow. Yo, Summit Sign crew, quick existential gaming crisis. I've never played a single Metal Gear game. Now I've just cleared Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 via the Steam Deck. I notoriously do not like stealth games, so if you told me I would love MGS way more than Death Stranding, I would have said that's almost as unlikely as Colin Moriarty playing Kingdom Hearts. Well, he had to lose a bet for that. I wanted to get to another backlog game in Darksiders 1 before Delta, which is Metal Gear Solid 3, by the way. But honestly, can't think about anything other than Metal Gear Solid after seeing how prevalent MGS2 was/is, and how interesting the story is, and how Kojima predicted so much of the 21st century. The man even predicted stepmom/sibling fetishes. Yeah, that's a fucking weird part. Enter the crisis. Metal Gear Solid 3 exists in two flavors: OG, Masterworks, or the shiny Delta. My life's already about to be packed with Lost Soul Aside, Hell Is Us, Ghost of Yotei, and Gaiden 4 are about to chain me to my couch. I've even dusted off my PS3 to maybe play MGS4 because all I could think about is Metal Gear Solid. So dear SS crew, should I dive right into the original Metal Gear Solid 3, convince myself to be a true fan that I need to experience the original anyways, or wait for Delta, banking on the remake being the best version to play the game? Cheers for any wisdom and for giving me a reason to pause my platform hopping existential dread. You rock. All right. You make my snake solid right here. My advice would be to you. Well, I would ask you this question and I can't hear you respond. So just think about this. Are you going to, if you play Metal Gear Solid 3 right now, the remastered version, are you still going to play Delta? Or is it one or the other? You're going to pick one or the other. My advice would be for you to right now is just wait for Delta. It's very close. It's like a week away. It's going to be a really nice version of the game to play. That would be my recommendation. What I would say, though, so if you're in this Metal Gear mood, absolutely do not play Metal Gear Solid 4 right now. You need to play 3 before you play 4. Absolutely do not play 4 yet. 4 is the fucking end. Don't do that, okay? My advice would be to either play the other Metal Gear games. You can either play Metal Gear 1 and 2, or the MSX and NES versions of the games. You should play those. Those are canon in the Solid storyline, so you can play those. You could play Peace Walker, No, wait, actually, don't play Peace Walker. Scratch that. Don't play Peace Walker until after 3. So don't fucking do that. I would say play Metal Gear Solid or just Metal Gear 1 and 2 in the meantime. The original ones, just for that extra lore. Don't fucking play 4. Don't play Peace Walker. Don't play 5 either. So you're just gonna have to wait a week, dude. Pretty much.
just wait.
Just fucking wait. Play those old NES MSX games first. If you need to play something Metal Gear, just fucking wait, dude. You can do it. All right, I believe in you.
100%.
You don't want to fuck around with the MGS timeline. You don't want to get spoiled on stuff, or you don't want to, because like if you play these games, some of them they won't hit as hard if you were not there and you don't have the context. Yes. And Metal Gear story is super important, a big part of those games. So I think you should do Kojima's vision, go release order always, is my opinion. But play those old games, Metal Gear games, not Solid. Play those. Just wait for Delta. That's close. Mm-hmm. Cog, are you gonna play Delta, or are you even a Metal Gear guy?
No, I'm casual, but I like Metal Gear. I like Metal Gear. Yes, I will play. It's just this damn lineup this year of all these games and releases, so much packed up. So I just gotta put it in an order of ranking right now. But I am going to play it.
Okay. Locke, I forgot. I don't really know your history with Metal Gear. Have you played Metal Gear at all?
I played Metal Gear 1 when it came out I rented like a PlayStation
on
1.
PS1. Okay, cool. Metal Gear Solid 1.
But it never hit. I wish it hit for me, but it never did. So this year, my what's the word I'm looking for? My at New Year's Eve, like you made
resolution.
The resolution.
Yeah. So my resolution this year was Zelda and Metal Gear. I did Zelda, or I did Ocarina of Time, and I still want to do Wind Waker this year,
which you ended up loving.
Wow, yeah, beautiful, brilliant game. But a friend of mine just played through Metal Gear 1 and 2 and is making a video about it, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's me. He's talking about.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Yeah. So I'm waiting for that video, and if that after I see that video, I will probably play Metal Gear 1 again.
Yeah. And then I'm just to be clear, it's Metal Gear Solid 2 the video I'm doing, but
yes.
I played 1 again last year, so
yeah.
And I love Metal Gear Solid 1, so but yeah, I hadn't played Metal Gear Solid 2 in over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I only played through it like once, so I forgot a lot about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I remember not loving 2 as a lot. So now I'll have my updated thoughts and all that kind of shit. But yeah, Metal Gear, special franchise. I hear people talking about like, we want new Metal Gear and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know if you can do that without Kojima, man. It's just
you're making a video about both games? Like
no,
1 and
just
2?
MGS2.
Okay.
I'll touch on 1, of course, in the series in general, but not focused on 1.
Yeah, 2 was game changing.
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts about 2.
Yeah, thoughts about 2. Yeah.
I'll save them though.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yes.
All right, dudes. That's it. We're done. Another episode in the books. Cog, Lockmore, thank you, boys, for joining me. Before we go, anything you want to plug, talk about, anything final words, anything like that?
Yeah, man, that was a fun show. Sub and Sign back in there. It's been a minute, so yeah, stuff to talk about. And I got playing a lot of games and stuff. I can't wait to tell y'all about. There's more stuff. Man, I can wait till I come back to next Sub and Sign. More stuff to tell you guys about. But again, appreciate the support and obviously the Ninja Gaiden coverage and as well as the Final Fantasy stuff. It's been really cool to see people kind of reach out and listen to it and really appreciate it. So that's cool. And then obviously where to find me with Maddie and Duke and we see what crazy this Xbox is into this week.
Yeah, what crazy shit's gonna happen. No rakes, hopefully. No rakes.
Exactly. There you go. So we got that, and just get ready, man. But it's a lot of fun, man. Always fun to get it when I get a chance to finally talk to you guys and just talk games. That's why I always love and appreciate.
Definitely be sure to listen to Duke this week because Gamescom's going to go on, and there's going to be a lot of info probably to talk about on
big
there.
Week.
Absolutely,
it's
going to be a big week. Yeah, good shit.
Yeah.
All right, Lockmore, you have a YouTube channel.
Well, that doesn't matter now.
No, it does matter, you son of a bitch.
It does matter, but I have a friend of mine who's making a video this week, and he also made 2 videos or 3 videos, I think, at this point, earlier. And I think he deserves a lot of subs because his all 3 videos were good, but his last one was really, really, really awesome. And it deserves a lot more views. The previous 2 videos, actually. One of them was Kingdom Hearts, which was amazing. And the other one was Donkey Kong, right?
The most recent one is
It's
Donkey Kong.
also amazing. So what was that channel again?
Yeah, what's the name of that guy?
Bradley Ellis Plays. That's
Wow,
me.
that guy.
Or
Bradley
Games.
Ellis
Sorry, not
Plays.
Plays. I don't even know what my own fucking channel is. I'm pretty sure. That's how fucking bad I am at promoting and all that shit. But yeah, Bradley Ellis Games is like the actual handle, but it just says Brad Ellis on my thing. So I don't know. You can find it.
Props to Brad too, because a lot of people need help editing from editors, of course, and then you help them, but most of the time people don't really listen or just do whatever. But Brad already did all of the work basically with all of his videos. So when you watch him as an editor, you don't have to correct almost anything or practically nothing for the last one.
I like this guy. He's got great hair, this guy.
Yeah.
Great hair.
Yeah.
I'm going to subscribe. Yeah, Brad.
No, I can't handle the glazing, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go.
All right, Lockwar, you made me embarrassed. So what's your fucking YouTube channel that you got to promote?
It's Dustin Can Fly.
Oh, yes.
Dustin Can Fly. YouTube. He also uploaded 2 videos recently. I think there's a third one coming. Great channel too. Another great channel that just started. Goes up to Dustin Can Fly too.
Yeah, and also our other friend, Lock Plays, another great YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since he put out a video, but
yeah, we need some content from that one.
He has been working on videos, but they're difficult.
He just refuses to put them
coming
out because he's a perfectionist.
Well, they have to be good. So that's why they will come.
If people didn't know, though, you've also been editing down the Sacred streams every week and putting up versions of those, which are very funny. Really good shit on there. So please, those always make me laugh, dude. Locke's comedic timing is so good. It's crazy.
So good. Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
An amazing
They're very fun. I can't wait for this. I almost spoiled what's coming. We'll see for the next couple of streams, but they're going to be awesome. Can't wait.
It's going to be fun. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for listening and watching. We greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you next episode. Take care. And goodbye. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.